here we are. I said I was going to try to get this out the way. Uh, Possibly because election is tomorrow. I mean, not election. Ha 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 ha. Um, what's tomorrow? Oh yeah, the inauguration. I like the way that sounds. The inauguration. And so, in knowing that the inauguration is around the corner, I was like, man, what better thing to do than to just, you know, talk about what's already being pushed around. Now, I know a lot of people are like, Viva la liberty and all that other stuff, but let's be honest, none of y'all ain't about to do no cyber, you know, Terminator stuff. Y'all not. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's talking about liberty, and China and all that stuff. But I'm sorry, B, but y'all not. I don't see y'all really doing that fight. Y'all would have been done. You can't. You're trying to fight something like y'all got powers or some kind of thing, power that be. Like this is bigger than a lot of us. Now, some people saying that they want their reparations. Other people saying that they want their liberty and whatever stuff that they got going on. I don't know. Most of the people you're talking about. But I do know one thing that has come about. One thing that has definitely made me sing and dance. And what is that? They talking about doggone a 1.9 trillion dollar stimulus. Yes, that is right. You heard me. A 1.9 trillion dollar stimulus. Now, to me, some people are like saying, I was hearing people say, "Oh no, like you shouldn't be happy about that. The debt, 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 the debt." And I'm like, dude, the debt's been going on for how long now? Like, no offense, man, but listen, I'm gonna have to be greedy. I don't care. Y'all gonna say what you want to say. But man, that debt's been here before I got here. The debt was there before my ancestors. The debt's gonna be here. Heck, I don't even care now. Like, the hell with it. Run the credit card, dog. Run it. Run it. I don't even know when we getting reparations. How about that? I don't even know when that's coming. But I do know one thing. Hey, they definitely talking about that 1.9 trillion dollar stimulus. And hey, I want my gold right now, right here. Give me my milk and honey right now. People can say what they want to say. People can talk about indoctrination, but pop that smoke when that check come to your mailbox. Then talk to me about them ethics. I get it. You know the people that are saying, I don't want the check. Well, don't take the check. Tell you what, take that check, cash it out, and just give it. Just start handing out the money. Don't say nothing. If you don't want the check, don't say nothing. I don't care about y'all talking points. I really stopped caring. I really don't, man. I really don't. I listen, man. The talking points are now done, drooled out, dead, dredging. You know what? If y'all feel so bad you want to go to work, hey, go start picking up trash. There's plenty of trash out there. There's plenty of volunteering out there. Take y'all butt somewhere to go to work since y'all want to go do some humana stuff. But see, I'm understanding. I'm calling the BS with a BS. All of a sudden, everybody's now all of a sudden getting mad that they're giving out money. But then if they had a corporation or some mega mega foundation going on where they're getting millions of trillions of dollars, I bet you be quiet then. I don't play these games. I don't play these games. So we got, I guess that came through. We're joined here by Misunderstood. What's up?
Hello. How are
Hello.
you?
I am doing fine. I am doing
Sorry
fine.
about I got this power outage in my neighborhood, so I had to, get powered up a little bit more, but I'm good.
So Biden, our old mighty wise president, is giving stimulus checks out. Something that MAGA or the Republicans weren't doing.
How can you
I
say
don't
the
know.
Republicans weren't doing it when the Republican was the one? A Republic. Remember,
Well,
Biden's only the president elect.
too bad, but he's already passing it now. Too bad. The checks are
Okay,
coming out.
but who do you think gave out the stimulus checks in the beginning? Trump.
Who could have been? Who could have been gave them out?
That wasn't a Democrat thing. That was a Republican thing.
Well, I mean, no offense, but the Republicans were in charge. But they shot down the last one that Trump was doing. The other one, the $2,000 one. They shot down that,
How
and
do
that was
you
two
mean they
thousand dollars.
shut down that? Trump is. I mean, you got to remember. What do you mean they shut it down?
Yeah, Trump was going to push out for $2,000 stimulus checks, and they shut it down.
Well, I don't get a stimulus check at all.
Well, that's too
So
bad for you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to feel for you for that. Sorry.
what is that supposed to mean?
I'm saying this.
Listen, you need to. The Biden is not even the president yet. What are you talking about?
Doesn't matter. He's already getting written for goddamn stimulus checks. He's already talking about getting that written. Cash the checks, dog. Just run the checks. Nobody cares. Like, listen, nobody cares about the moral high ground anymore. Them talking points are out the window. It's all about the checks now. Like y'all, it's gonna be kind of hard selling the talking points about go to work when we're getting out money.
You do realize that more than 200 billion has been sent to about 130 million Americans so far, right?
Okay, so
So that's a lot that was given out.
so
So you can't dismiss that. That's where I want to say California got the largest amount.
ain't y'all the most in
Uh,
debt? I believe y'all the most in debt.
what do you mean we're the most in debt?
Yeah, y'all taxes have skyrocketed
Yeah,
to
but
where
yeah,
it's almost
our
unlivable.
taxes may have skyrocketed, but we're definitely not a low income state.
Well, of course you can't be a low. Who can be a low income state with your taxes so high up there? God dang, I mean, no offense, but y'all do have. You're one of the biggest states in the country. Okay, so you're bringing
Yeah.
up one of the biggest states in the country, and also you also have it where a good chunk, a portion of celebrities and big budget things are done in California. So,
Oh,
however,
sorry.
the middle class is being crushed, and but the poor class is growing.
Wait. I think that the gap between the poor and the wealthy is just getting wider, and the middle class is
That's
starting to
that's
be
exactly what I said.
non-existent. No, that's not what you said.
That's what I
No,
said.
that's not what you said. No, you said that
The
the
middle class
poor people
is
were
getting crushed.
getting.
That means they're getting small. The poor class is getting bigger, and the and the rich
You did say
class.
that.
Yeah, so exactly. So I did say that.
You do realize that also the amount of food stamps that you can get also went up, which I
Hey,
strongly
Virgo.
disagree with.
Hey, Miss China White. Huh? You said what?
The food stamps as well went up. Like a family of four now can get like over $700. I want to say it's like 760, which is,
That's
I
good.
mean, who needs that much in food in the first place?
Food went up. Food costs went up. Anybody would have known
Okay,
that.
but you understand that it does take a hit. It does when it comes to our taxes and stuff like that. I'm not saying that people shouldn't get food stamps. All I'm saying is if we didn't have all these government programs and stuff like that, not speaking about
We,
the stimulus checks, that's completely different. That's a federal program. I'm not talking about that. Um, then our taxes would be a lot better because right now I just feel like we're carrying people who could work just like I do, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's not the subject,
Okay.
and
All
I
right.
don't want to
So
sound
okay.
insensitive.
Let's keep it. So let's keep it from a personal, and let's make it into a national. So first off, we already know that the majority of people, lack education. We already know that people are lacking education, and B, definitely, uh, looking at programs. If that's the case. So I mean, what are we doing with the caste? So we're gonna do with the caste system. Because I mean, if that's the case, then you're saying, hey, we shouldn't do the handout thing like that. Those handout things should stop. So, I mean, if you want to say, hey, no more handouts, then I mean, I'm fine with that. No more handout. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to tell you because that would mean, because I mean, we definitely are. I mean, that was Trump's talking point about getting out the elite. That was his talking point. Was that not? Get the
Yeah.
illegals out, build the border wall, run them out.
I'm not speaking. I'm not gonna. I don't like to call them illegals. Okay. I
Oh,
like to
don't want
call them refugees.
to. Shit.
If you,
Whoa,
the United
whoa.
States is the United. That's the concept of the United States. Technically, if you're running
Okay,
from something
here we
in
go.
your country legally, the United States is to. If you make it to the United States, you're considered a refugee, and they're supposed to have a trial for you.
So
They're
hold on,
not
hold
considered
on, wait.
illegal if they
Hold
escape
on,
to
hold
the
on now.
United
Okay.
States.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Misunderstood. But you're using that high ground. But you just had smoke for program being made for people. What do you think those people that are refugees are jumping into? Don't you think they're getting into
Okay, but
programs?
that's the law. That's the law. I didn't make the
Oh,
law. I just say, if that's the law, you need to like support and be more supportive of these people that's coming from troubled backgrounds where they don't have the opportunities that we have in the United States. And
okay.
these programs come out of somebody's pocket. And a lot of
Oh,
people that's listening
so
to me
tell the
came
refugees
from
stop coming.
Texas.
So tell
Huh?
the refugees stop. So tell the refugees stop coming.
No, I'm not gonna do that. That's insensitive as hell. Like, why would I do that?
Okay. So that's insensitive. But people on programs provided by their
They are
state or
considered
federal,
refugees. That's the legal term for it.
but you got smoke
So
for
call it what you want. I didn't make the dictionary. They're called refugees.
okay, so you're for the refugees, but for the people who are on programs, assisted living, food programs for children, different
Hmm.
bulk rehab, things like that, workers comp type of things, those kind of things. Those people we're carrying, not the refugees, but the stimulus check thing is a bad idea.
That's
So
your
I'm
opinion.
just no, that's not even. I'm just trying to make sure I summarize all that up together because I would
Okay.
rather, like I said, hey, I'm just looking at it like, listen, I don't care about the talking points anymore. Like the talking points done gone out the window. The 1.9 trillion dollar thing is going to get signed. You're for the refugees. Trilla's not for the checks. Me, I'm like the hell with it because at the end of the day, ain't
Well,
nobody
I
going.
mean, if we're going to get
Why
checks, then
don't
give
we
me my
look up the
fucking check. Let's
term
not drag it out.
for refugees? Why don't we
No,
look
I
up
don't.
the term for refugees? Because you're
I don't.
calling them something that they're not.
What do you want?
And
What do you want to call
if
them?
they come from another country, the term is a refugee. Whether we like it or not, unless you wrote the Webster Dictionary, you can't
It's
just
only
go.
the term is only refugee if they're coming from another country where they're actually, leaving a troubled life where their life was in danger. Other than that, they're
That's what I
just
said.
insurgents coming across the border.
Yeah, that's what I said. If they're come,
Yeah.
that's what I said. Well, that's what
So,
I. Okay.
so the people. So okay. So
I don't think you should call them illegals if they're not illegal and they're coming from those from dire
I
circumstances. That's
Am
all
I
okay.
they
considered
say.
an illegal? Are we considered an illegal if we go across the border and not check in with them and just decide to stay?
But we have different laws here.
No, we don't.
Dang boy, that everybody. Listen, listen. Listen.
I'm just being real with you, like you are, dude, about it.
Uh, like I said, you can't have the best of both words. You can't ask for the guy. Either you want the baby wipe or you want the toilet paper. You can't have them. I mean, I'm not
You
saying
know I
try to
don't
use the
get those
both.
kind of analogies.
Oh, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
What
There
are
you
you trying to
go.
say?
You found with the refugees getting assistance from the government, but you have smoke for the lesser of our people in the country who are using the assistance of the government.
Right.
That's backwards. That's booty backwards.
Don't you think we ought to help the homeless here before we help the homeless 1,000 miles away?
I definitely agree with that. I do. But when it comes to the homeless, is it fair that it comes from certain people's taxes, and now all just because you make more, should you really have to carry the burden?
It is fair. It is fair.
Should you really have to carry the burden for those who don't make as much? I feel like if you don't make as much, then you're accustomed to certain things, and so you don't need as much. Versus someone who makes 6 or 7 figures, well, they have more bills to keep up with their businesses and stuff like that. I'm not saying that it's fair, but this is a capitalist country.
Now, fair enough. Now, it's good that you say that. With more people coming in, mind you, the unemployment is skyrocketing.
Yeah, what is it, like 30 million?
So I'm trying to figure out where the heck are they working? Where the heck are they working? Are they going to be, if there's no jobs for that, if the Americans are being pushed out of jobs, do we honestly think we're going to be so willing to share jobs with outsourced people? Why would we do that?
You gotta also remember too, though, a lot of the farmland that these people used to come up and work at, the jobs that they claim that American people think they're too good to do.
Uh-huh.
A lot of those farms are gone now because they got burned up during the fires all summer long.
Dang. So
look at, like I don't want to sound like an asshole, because that's probably what I sound like right now. So can I please clarify what I was trying to say?
You're trying hard. You go ahead. I'm letting you do whatever you do to yourself.
All right. So I never specified a certain country, and all I said
we never did it.
You said what?
No, go ahead.
All I said was, okay, so let's call them displaced people. A refugee is someone who's been forced to leave their country because of like war, right? Or like natural disaster, persecution, stuff like that, right? Those would be considered refugees. Can we at least agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, so if you come here from another country under those circumstances, you are not considered an illegal. You are legally considered a refugee. So I'm not sure, why does that make me sound insensitive? That's what they are called.
Okay.
And when they cross the border, they're entitled to a trial and a hearing to be labeled as a refugee, and then they're allowed to stay. If not, they're deported or whatever happens during the trial. I didn't make that up. That's the process.
B, I got a question.
I wish what we could do is put them in nice little space age camps with 2 meals and a space blanket, and we do a lottery ticket, or have some form of entertainment where they fight for a citizen card. That would be my wish.
You do know a refugee, according the immigration laws, they grant asylum to a person who's legally allowed to remain in the United States, without fear of deportation, and so they're not the same as somebody who's just crossing the border just because of like wanting work or whatever else. So there is a difference, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about people that entered the country illegally, but if they come claiming that they need asylum or something like that, that is the process. So until that process takes place, they're considered refugees, not illegals.
That's why I got a question to BMT, because he was in the military, and he may be able to answer this because I really don't know it. Does the Refugee Act and that stuff still apply if the nation is either in war or on the brink of being at war?
Yes, it does.
Does it really?
Yes, it does. It doesn't.
You would think that they would have some kind of indemnity clause to that or something.
We did it with Germans. We did it with Nazis. We do it all the time. Honestly, I don't even know why we're doing it with COVID. Like,
right.
These dudes don't even. Some of these people don't even know what a hot rag and soap was and we still letting them come in. If I had my way, I would be at one of these borders with a water hose spraying them down. But I'm just hey, what do I know? You know,
Well, you've been overseas,
I'm not
so
just talking about south of the border. But you know what? The thing about it is this: there's a 1.9. Let me go ahead and send that. Hang on. Let me go ahead. Hang on. Give me a second, dude. Trailer, I'm gonna send you something.
yes, sir.
Be a lad.
You gonna email it or Facebook message it?
I'm going to email it to you, sir.
Okay.
I'm gonna email it to you. You know I'm on my phone, so
okay.
I'm in chill mode. Hang on.
Got you. I know that a lot of people are misinformed when it comes to the southern border, though. They think that it is just, people from Mexico and South America, and really it's people from all over the world that come through the southern border.
Yeah, I mean, we got people. We're seeing Africans show up through the southern border. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, you do what you do.
I mean, it is. Go ahead.
Huh? No, I'm just like this. Like now, with that 1.9. See, I'm not. Listen, I don't care about the inauguration. Whatever happens, it's gonna happen.
Biden's going to get sworn in. That's what's going to happen. He's got 30,000 troops to protect him.
So the window's closed. Time to move past that.
Right. Now, get over it. Q was wrong. Suck it up.
So now we're here at this point. There's a 1.9. Go ahead if you got it. Check your email. The 1.9 trillion dollars spending bill on the table.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh yes. There's a lot more that will be coming down.
When did that come into play?
Oh, see, that's the thing about it. It's a sleight of hand, like whoop. So
was it just released today?
It's about to be pushed through like after this like supposed this week. Now, for those of us who are not informed about it, please go. Let me know when you got it ready. I'm
getting ready to share it right now.
Okay.
Are there videos on it that you want played, or do you just want the article?
We like I said, just go ahead and pull that up, and so that way we can go through it. We have to doggone keep our people up to date, so that way they can know about money. Money is the root of necessity to be glamorous. All right, let's go ahead. Go ahead, my dear sir.
Is this Biden's Treasury Secretary?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, we got from this is from the Associated Press. Yellen pushes GOP senators on one.
Go ahead. I do apologize.
Am I lagging?
No. Go ahead. Probably, but go ahead.
Okay. GOP senators on 1.9 trillion relief package. Janet Yellen, President-elect Joe Biden's choice as Treasury Secretary, said Tuesday that the incoming administration will focus on winning quick passage of its 1.9 trillion pandemic relief plan, rejecting Republican arguments that the measure is too big given the size of the U.S. budget deficits. More must be done, Yellen told the Senate Finance Committee during the confirmation hearing. Without further action, we risk a longer, more painful recession now and long-term scarring of the economy later. Democrats voiced support for Biden's proposal while Republicans questioned spending nearly $2 trillion more on top of nearly $3 trillion that Congress passed in various packages last year. Republicans questioned elements of Biden proposal, such as providing an additional 1,400 stimulus check to individuals earning less than $75,000. They also objected to the inclusion of such long-term Democratic goals as boosting the minimum wage to $15 per hour.
Now go back to that. You said $1,400 for those who make less than $75,000 a year.
Well, that cuts you out, B.
It's okay. But if you have a mate, or you have somebody or you have a family, or you got something going on, y'all might want to go ahead and stack up and start forming alliances and shit. Because guess what? Them checks are coming, dog. They're coming, baby. They're getting ready to start rolling out, y'all. So for a lot of us poor commoner folks out there in the world, we might be getting paid. Run the goddamn check.
Well, and I read an earlier article about this $15 per hour too that he's wanting to do, and he's wanting to implement that immediately, as in it's not going to be phased in like every other minimum wage raise. It's going to go from the $7.95, $8 now to straight to $15 an hour. So people that were making good money are going to be poor now.
Really? Yes, Lord. That's what I'm talking about.
That sounds like a winner to me. Hey, man, all you guys that wanted communism, welcome to it.
I welcome Biden. Yes, we won. We're going to get paid.
Communism.
Communism. Woo! Now, misunderstood. Please go ahead. You can go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk about your refugees who will be feeding off of our communism of our new world order. Please.
You know what? I love to listen. So
Oh, shit, I bet you do, communist.
what is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean?
You gonna be helping some people cross the border?
She's a nice, obedient little comrade.
Listen,
Gonna be helping.
I know that sometimes I could say things that may come across a little, maybe a little rough sometimes, but it's right. And wrong is wrong. Now, I'm not. What exactly is the question you asked me, so I can answer specifically?
So, okay. So, what's your thought? No. So, what's your thought about doggone them handing out these checks? Is that a good move? Is that gonna make people lazy? Trailer saying that's communism. What's your thought? Miss
How is it
misunderstood?
communism? My thoughts. Handing out stimulus checks to American people. I mean, that is okay. I have no problems, no issues with that.
So long as your refugees are getting
And the thing is, people who don't have, people talk about, illegals and stuff like that. Number one, they're just incorrect. They're incorrect. They have a name. Not everybody that comes here is an illegal, and they don't even get a stimulus check if they don't have a social, which takes about 5 years to get. They can be granted status or granted asylum in this country. Wait, don't be mad at me. They could be granted asylum in this country, but unless they have a social, they don't get a stimulus check. And not only that, but most people don't even pay federal taxes. And
in Biden policy.
But we're talking about right now. We're talking about right now, though. They haven't been given any part of the stimulus money as an illegal immigrant or as a refugee. They haven't.
No, they just took, what was it, like almost
what people say, there is a difference from a refugee and an immigrant.
Yeah, you're right. I never debated that. I never debated that. I always make sure that people.
No. I was reading some of the comments where they're saying like, I was reading some of the comments where they're just like, no, they're all illegals. That's just ignorant. They're not. That's not what they're called.
If they don't enter through a port of entry, then they are.
Yes, but I'm speaking specifically of people that's running. That can we not agree that there are people that is seriously running for persecution in their own countries?
Oh, absolutely.
It happens. So I don't want to be sensitive to them and label them all.
We're not going to start giving everybody running for persecution. Let's just say, hey, I'm just coming up here to get a job. That's not saying nobody.
No. But there's a trial. There is a trial, and then they're either deported or they stay. And a lot of them.
You know how long those trials last on average?
Oh, well,
Most of them don't actually see a courtroom until about 3-4 years after being in
But
an
that's not their
internment
fault,
camp or
though.
whatever. Well, it really kind of is. They're the ones that came here.
Why you guys in? Yeah,
I mean,
it's.
well, look,
I
I'm not trying to
understand
be
that,
rude,
and
but there's self accountability.
accountability. What does that have to do with anything?
Everything. I mean, you can't get mad about where you end up if you're the one that decided to come here knowing what the potential might be. That you
Okay,
might be
let's talk
waiting for
about.
4 or 5 years to actually go to sit in front of a judge.
What's going on, Brian?
Okay, but if a woman is running
What's up,
from
Real
something, so you don't think that a person would rather wait than go back and face death in their own country?
Why not just move to another country that's a little bit closer to the one they're at? Why does it have to be here?
Maybe they can still be deported back to their own country.
They can still be deported
Unless
back
they're
to their own
like in
country from here.
Canada.
Yeah,
You
we're
know, this country makes a
yeah.
lot of money off of what, but why do we have such a problem with people
This
coming here?
country's
Though?
losing a lot of money. You know what the debt is right now?
Yeah, we had
But the debt
27
is not
trillion.
actually the national debt. That's
Yeah,
not like
that is
corporate.
actually.
Okay,
that
it's the
really
national
is.
debt, but they're allowed to go so far into debt each year. So that becomes currency, not debt. It's debt, but they're able to spend it and go that far into debt each year because the Federal Reserve controls it.
I swear, money has a big ass Ponzi scheme, man. Because if I try to
It
do
is
some shit
too,
on
man.
top of you
I
or
don't-
locked up for 50, me and Brian try to do some shit like this, we'll be locked up for 52 years.
Bernie Madoff. You know, Bernie Madoff's a prime example. Do you understand how currency is made?
Yes, I do, and
So
I do know
you understand what fiat currency is?
what is.
Fiat currency.
I don't even know what that word means. So
Okay. Fiat currency, everything
Never
that's
said
pretty
you
much
just described.
dollar based physical dollars, man-made type currency.
They print money that has no actual physical value. All the value of the money is actually coming from the value of the work from the people in the country. That's what fiat currency is. It's backed by nothing but labor.
oh, okay.
So basically,
Thank you
you're
for
a
that.
debt slave as soon as you're born.
I don't really like that word, but I get it.
But it's the truth, whether you like it or not. You're not supposed to like it, but it's the truth.
Okay,
When
so
our
is
national
what?
debt, when we are actually in debt, that means what'd you say we're at 27 trillion right now?
But it's not really. This country is not a. You say that like this is a poor country that's in debt, and we're not.
Dude, do you realize that they're actually thinking about not using the American dollar anymore as the national currency of choice or whatever it is, like a MasterCard? What's that called, Real Deal, when they or BMT, when they use the US dollar for basically is the base monetary note for the rest of the world?
What singular currency? The world's currency?
No,
I know where the world's
the American dollar has a specific name because it's basically all the other currencies are based off of the American dollar as far as their value.
I know what you're talking about, but the term slips me as well. But I know if we crash, man, the whole world
The world
is
crashes.
gonna have to. Yeah, we are literally the beacon of the world, man. That's why it kills me when people in my area try to clap for lockdowns. I don't get it. I'm here in California, so I got to deal with a whole bunch of Libby liberals that want to talk about.
Hey, dude, I'm in Indiana where we have a bunch of wannabe Republicans that act like liberals.
Oh, we got the fake rhinos as well. We got fake rhinos here as well. We got the Schwarzenegger Republicans here. So only thing they think.
Yeah,
is
our kids
Republicans
just got put on. Our kids just got pulled out of school again this week for an indefinite amount of time.
Yeah, man. So when it comes to the aspects of the economy, misunderstood. We are the beacon. We got to be running constantly. We cannot afford America to crumble, because if America crumbles, all the third world countries that use the American dollar pretty pretty much the last bit of hope of accumulating American money is pretty much gone. That's when we're gonna have to get a new type of currency base, and that's when the UN probably comes in and wants to say we need to create a one world currency, and that's when we have globalism running rampant even more. Because really, that's what they're trying to do with Biden and this multilateralism stuff. Have India, China, and other countries to be able to come in to be able to have developments overseas and pretty much shipping away even more jobs than we have, or utilize the cheap labor that they can get for $3 to $4 an hour.
Right. You want to know how this is communism? Because half the country's been told that they can't go to work. The government is trying to control every aspect of your life, and they're only giving you money when they feel like it. That sounds like what communist Russia was when I was a kid in the 80s.
I totally disagree with that.
What's there to disagree with?
I mean, I just stated facts.
The communism part, I guess she didn't like that word.
No.
she don't like that. No word.
No one said that communism was really a horrible thing. Okay, it worked for
really. Ask the Russians.
Whoa.
I mean, they didn't just fight against it for what was it, 50 years?
Okay, maybe they did.
Here in America, we're not built like that, dear.
And actually, communism hasn't worked in any country. Ask people from Cuba how well communism worked for them.
Actually, I think that communism did work for the people in Cuba.
Have you talked to a Cuban refugee?
Yeah, I have. Well, I've talked to. They can't really talk about it in their country. They can't talk against. Now Fidel's passed away, but.
And that's better. You can't even talk about it in your country, and that's better.
Yeah, because at least everyone made about the same amount, and you are not like rich or poor. You're the same, and I think that's better because there's some people who just have access of a lot, while there's some people that's poor. So I think it's pretty okay in some countries to have about the same amount.
Why should I have to share the fruits of my labor unless I choose to?
Okay, but then you guys were just talking about programs. Like I have to share the fruits of my labor through taxes and like federal taxes, and everybody says, oh yeah, they pay taxes. They don't, like, if you don't write a check to the government and pay federal taxes, then those aren't the kind of taxes I'm talking about.
I personally haven't paid federal tax in 15 years.
Okay,
nor have I filed an income tax return either, though. I don't ask for nothing from the Fed.
Well, I do have to pay, or else I'll go to jail if I don't file. But the thing is, in some countries, all I'm saying is there was some pros and cons to communism, and a lot of the I think like the younger generations didn't mind it. And if you don't know any better, then you have nothing to complain about. And I think it's nice that everybody's just almost the same. I think it builds a stronger community than having very wealthy.
I actually grew up as a young, probably I think I was what, 12, 13, maybe 14 when communist Russia fell. So I got a pretty good understanding of what communism does. I mean, I watched those people suffer over there. I got a pretty good understanding of what communism does because I saw what it did to China. When I was a kid, I used to get told all the time when I didn't want to eat something, eat that, because there's starving kids in China that would love that right now because they're not allowed to have food. China was so communist for I don't know how many years that the families were only allowed to have one child. If they had more than one child, they would get arrested.
Okay, but children are expensive, and so some people only need one child.
But why is that the government's right to tell you how many kids you can have?
That's crazy. I am verbal.
But if it takes a toll,
we got a new panelist. We got a new panelist.
We got a new panelist. Listen, so I'm not trying to bank on communism and refugee talk. Go ahead. I am verbal.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, I am verbal.
Hey, I am verbal.
Hi. Yeah, I wasn't even going to come up because I have a delicious ribeye that is waiting for me, and asparagus and baked potatoes. So
that sounds nice.
I know. So I put my ribeye. I put my ribeye in a cast iron skillet with a little olive oil, and I sear it on both sides, and then I put it in the oven in the broiler to continue cooking.
You know what I mean by how
I need that recipe. Yep.
It's just the
cook
best
all
way.
the way through,
And
or
I
is it
only
still
I
bloody?
only eat ribeye. Ribeye has ruined me for any other steak. It's the only one I buy at this point.
Hopefully, we're still friends
Bro,
after
I'm gonna need a
that
plate from
recipe.
you.
What did you
Do you
say?
cook it? Do you
I'm
cook
gonna
it
need a
bloody
plate.
or well done?
That sounds good.
Oh,
She got the ribeye.
Are you a bloody? Are you a bloody or well done girl?
a medium well.
Uh,
I don't like my steak bloody, but I don't like it overcooked dry either.
What?
I like fighting my meat.
And a and a ribeye is such a it's one of the best cuts of meat, one of them. So it has so much flavor, especially if you pay attention to the marbling. And the more marbling, the more flavor of the cut.
Right.
And so you don't need much for it. I just use a little olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and it's good to go. Because it's just an amazing cut of meat.
Oh, you don't need that much seasoning because of the meat. It's such a good piece
because
of
of
meat.
the cut, yeah, and it has like the marbling of the fat in it. It's just like if you get one that's well marbled throughout, it's just gonna have a lot more flavor than one that doesn't. But
I see.
it's a really good, it's cuts of meat. So,
Now, Miss, I
Yeah.
don't know about now.
like I
What
just bought this steak. It's one steak and it was $27.
now I want to now let's cut at that. Okay, I want to know you are a very gourmet cook. Is it fair to say that food costs have gone up?
Yeah.
Um, like I would say, like you have daughters, and I'm pretty
Yep.
sure that they can cook and find their way around the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is it probably going to get harder from your time and of when you were grocery shopping and getting meals, for them to be able to get a full pantry, or heck, even a quarter of a refrigerator full at this rate of how it's going?
Is it? Well, wait. Ask that question one more
Okay,
time.
okay. So I read an article that people are struggling to just get 1/3 of their refrigerator full of groceries. Like they have to pick and choose. Um, but do you feel like this stimulus or certain type of programs that they're trying to create can probably help them try to get that, or no, that might be the wrong idea? That like, what's your thoughts on that? Was just
Um,
you know,
to help people that are no, I think that's fine. I mean, I might begrudge people a lot of things, but I don't begrudge people a full belly. I think it's a right to not starve. Um, or it absolutely should be a right to not starve. So anything that will help feed families and children, especially, I'm okay with, and I don't mind my tax dollars going to that.
okay, all right. Now, okay. So this is 1 point. Okay, so $1,400. People probably might get that, probably less, um, probably less, but something around that. We're hearing more people before the first stimulus check wave came out. Not everybody got that. They started to reconfigure that to where, okay, I get it. You might have court things going on, we'll still allow you to get it. You might be a student, you might have a student, like let's say one of your daughters, two of your daughters go off to college, you can still get a check. Heck, they can still probably get a check, um, as well as you can get additional money for that. Do you think this might be able to help ease your stress of, hey, mom, I don't have no money for groceries, because of college is kicking us out, or hey, don't worry about it. Stimulus coming in. I got $200. Send it to you right now. Like, well, what's your thoughts about it? This is the wrong move.
So
All that.
I live in California like Real Deal does, and the cost of living is high here, very high.
Mhm.
And $600, the initial $600 is really a slap in the face for people because
Mhm.
you have not only people who are unemployed and out of work, because everything is shut down here. It's really really bad here. And trailerhood, I heard you say that your children were just told they can't go back to school right now. My child has not been in school since March. She has not been, and she goes to private school, and I still have to
Verbo, are
pay
you in
her
the West Coast?
tuition.
Same here.
Oh, I
Verbo, are
was
you in the
saying
West
that.
Coast?
Yeah, I'm on West Coast. I'm Southern
Oh man,
Cali.
we got it bad. We got it
Yeah,
bad.
it's bad. It's bad. Our kids are not in school. My daughter goes to one of the top private schools in Southern California. It's an all-girls school, and she hasn't been to school since March. She started there in this school in ninth grade, and she didn't even get to finish out her ninth grade year.
That's a
And
shame.
now she's in 10th grade, and she has spent none of her time. I mean, it's been almost a year now, and I still have to pay tuition, which is fine because it's an excellent school. So their online setup is absolutely stellar. Um, but I kind of digress. So as far as the money part of it, $600 doesn't really help people that much here because that doesn't cover renting a room in someone's house in California, in Southern California, in Los Angeles, California. $600 is not even going to cover renting a room.
Y'all
In someone
economy
else's
sucks
house.
over there. Y'all economy sucks over there. I
Hey, here in
would
Studio City, man, rent is like $1,200 a month for
I would
one
never
bedroom.
I would never
No,
move.
that's for a single, real deal. Keep it real. That's for a single with no bedroom, just
And
a
so
room and a kitchenette.
y'all might as
Studio.
well work, y'all might as well work for free over there at this rate. But that's where y'all gonna be at.
I mean,
What keeps you guys there? The cost of living so high, and that
well, if you have a
Well, I
decent,
ain't gonna be here. Oh my bad.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna be here for too long, Texas or Florida, because I got money saved up, trailer. I got enough money saved up so I could be able to get a house. So,
Oh,
uh,
so you're divesting out of Texas. You're divesting out of California.
yes,
Another
we
one.
are divesting out of California. Yes,
Huh. Seems
I'll
like a
be
lot of
one of the 2
Californians
million
are
people that'll be
ready
leaving
to fuck.
California this year. Gavin
you're
Newsom
going
is
to Texas,
insane
right?
with this
So,
dictatorship.
so hold on now. Hold on now.
You know, there's a
So,
recall, real deal, right? I'm signing that. I'm signing that petition to recall Gavin Newsom.
But verbal,
so
unfortunately, it's going to be only the California Republicans that's going to sign it. Because
I
I think we
know,
need
I
what, two
know,
or three
I
million
know.
Celeste,
You're
signatures.
so blue here.
Celeste says Texas is full. Don't
Shut
come
up,
here.
Sway.
Thank you. Thank you.
I come to
What
Houston,
you
Sway.
So,
I'm going to troll
liberal
you
asses in
all over the state.
California?
is it fair to say that a lot of you Californians are becoming refugees to your own state?
Yes.
Yes,
Ain't
exactly.
that
Fair to
Property
say.
taxes going up
ain't
again.
that a bitch?
We have a very high homeless population, really all across California. And, again, with the 600, it was, people will take it because you're going to take whatever, but it's like being in the desert with no water at all. And then someone hands you walk upon someone and they have a drop of water in their glass. You're not going to be like, no, I don't want that drop. You're going to take that little drop, but it is not going to quench your thirst. You're still
I'm
going to be thirsty.
I'm gonna need to do a
So I live
video.
in
I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do a show with y'all called Californian refugees.
For sure,
Just
You
get
know,
man.
all
people
you
can't
Californians
move.
Definitely
together
going to have to
and just
email me on
talk
that one.
about y'all refugee life. Because honestly, y'all sound like a bunch of like communist or some kind of communist country of your own. Like, I'm sorry. Whenever I hear people
They
try to
do.
brag off about California, all I hear is poor, 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 poor,
California is
poor,
great.
poor, poor, poor.
Mm-mm.
How y'all
So
Well,
great?
I
well, well,
And
well.
y'all
Let's
California
you
is a
got
here.
great
black,
place to
the
I'm
live.
not
black
going to let you
trade.
rag on Cali. Cali is amazing. I love it here.
How is
It's
it
amazing.
amazing?
People who can't
Y'all
afford
have
to
the
live in
black.
Cali should move
Literally, listen.
because
You
it's
know
a
what's
great
crazy?
state.
Somebody was doing recordings, like like when you go to Disney World or Disneyland. So they were doing recordings, and when you're on the ride and shit, they look. When you're on a roller coaster, you can see on the side of everything. They had a whole pit hobo city right there by Disneyland. Like, that's not amazing when goddamn half of your goddamn population is living by Disneyland eating goddamn um rotten turkey legs and goddamn feces, and the bubonic plague is probably next year down the path for y'all. Y'all not winning. That sounds like the Black Death.
It
Like when
sounds
you
Yeah,
like
they
that,
don't
but
But
the
even
we're
thing
want
is
to
California
build
that,
Venice
dreaming.
Beach anymore, from what
well,
I
well,
understand. I heard Venice Beach is destroyed.
well, the way that what?
I heard Venice Beach is tourism, and everything about it is destroyed because of the homeless now.
Well, no, oh no,
overtaking
not
Venice.
no, it's
I
not
just don't.
destroyed at all. It's not destroyed at all. It's just that there are homeless people everywhere. That's just it's the way that our government treats its own citizens.
Verbo,
Um,
you can come stay here
But
with us. You can come over here with us.
but
but you're
the truth is that when you're talking about living, you have to understand and factor in the fact that there's a higher cost of living here than a lot of other places, but
Right.
there's also a higher living wage due to the fact that it is a higher cost of living. So I might go to let's say I have a friend who lives in gosh, what's that place called? It doesn't really matter. Somewhere that's some
Stop that.
podunk place or whatever. And she can get a 2-bedroom house and pay $600 a month for a 2-bedroom house, but she's not making the wage that I make. She doesn't have the benefits or the wage that I make. So it kind of balances out if you have skill and you have some sort of education where you're able to, because me personally, fortunately, I've been very blessed, and the pandemic has not affected my money,
That's good. That's good.
and so I'm blessed. So 600, okay, I'll take it. But I am concerned with. I think about the other people because the 600 is just like extra money for me, but I'm concerned with other people where they're 2 months behind in rent, facing an eviction, and 600 is not going to help them. They might as well just go buy food because they're still going to be not going to have enough to pay their rent to stay in their place.
Yeah,
Now,
and I got
now,
a client. Oh, okay.
I want now looking at that now, Verbal, you are already settled in. Real deal, you're already settled in. You
Yeah, 'cause I'm
know,
doing.
but now as a young man, you're like, wait, I'm settled in, but it's going to be harder, and I got to be realistic. It's going to be harder because see, Verbal, she's already settled in. She has her stuff. I mean, we got people in Texas trying to get people to eat cockroaches just to survive or just to live. We ain't judging those people, but we have it where
Protein,
for
brother.
for your daughter and for real deal, who probably one day they want to start a family, they want to build up a lifestyle. That's going to be hard. Y'all get what I'm saying? I get what y'all saying, but
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's the thing that we have to look at it at the timeline of the grandfather clause of who's already made it and they kind of set with their financials or they got a certain way where they're like, you know what, I'm lucky I still have a job or I'm in a position where I can't do that. But you have it where other people who are still growing, like your daughters, they're like, well, damn, like mama, I want to move out, but shit, the economy's so goddamn bad. Like, I had to come over your house to come eat. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, well, shit, you
Yeah,
got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm being for real, but I've seen this year alone, I've seen a lot of people go back. No shit, no shots fired. I understand now, and I might have to write. Goddamn, I'm getting all these topics. There are a lot of people now having to return back to their parents' house with
yeah.
not
Well,
just them, their families, their kids. And and I'm not shaming anybody anymore, but I'm like, I get it. COVID is so bad now that we're getting to that level now where some people are going to have to start getting into like, hey, y'all can make fun of the goddamn Latins if y'all want, but they feel like they have the goddamn ideal plan of, hey, 5 or 8 to a house. Like y'all might have to pull some Family Matters like type of shit and start living in the goddamn big houses and stuff and fucking have communal washing scheduling times and shit. You know what I'm saying? Share some cockroaches with Celeste and Shannon and goddamn speak, whatever the hell they do in Texas. But it's gonna be pretty hard for a lot of y'all, man. I don't know how the fuck y'all gonna make it. Some
well,
Well, I'm
I
curious.
mean,
Can I ask you something real quick, Verbal?
yeah,
Because I live in Indiana, and I know how in Indiana we've already started with we've already started seeing signs of food shortages around here, and I've also noticed that around the first of the month when welfare checks hit, that's when they actually spike the cost of food up double what it normally is.
hmm
So what's it like out there?
I don't know. I don't notice that. The only thing, so when this stuff first broke out, it was terrible here. Everybody was buying up toilet tissue. You couldn't get toilet tissue anywhere or paper towels. I don't know what it was about the toilet tissue, but that was like what people were buying up. You would go into the supermarket and there was no food. It was insane. And I remember I called this grocery store one day because I was just like, what's going on? Are you guys not getting food coming in? And the manager told me, no, there's plenty of food. We have the same amount of food coming in. We get a full delivery every morning. She said, but people are outside lined up around the corner at 6 a.m. waiting for them to open the supermarket, and they go in and they hoard food. So what was happening is that people were hoarding food. It wasn't a shortage. There is not a shortage of food. And they even had to go on, the news channels had to go on and like basically make an announcement that everybody calm down. We're not having a food shortage. You do not have to hoard food. And so now people have calmed down. They've realized they don't have to do that. So it's not food and stuff like that is not an issue anymore here. But when it first started, people were just terrified and they thought it was the Walking Dead apocalypse about to happen, the zombie apocalypse, and they were acting crazy.
Now, misunderstood. You said that, hey, we shouldn't have to backpack. You don't want us to have to backpack the weak. Those who cannot, we cannot. Now you're just now, as of last year, just now learning English. So
whoa. Wait, I never said that we shouldn't have to backpack the week. I didn't say that.
Well, I said, I'm just saying you just now learned English, so he's still working with you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what's your question?
Now, because you're part of the area where you're living now in California, they don't got no lights no more. So we already know you're back in the dark ages. So
we don't have lights tonight. Okay.
Wow, I see y'all trying to cut down and save money in California. So
no, it was the wind. But go ahead with your question.
The wind of all things.
No, the wind is not here. No, it can get really, really windy in California, and
we have a blackout right now.
Windy, there will be a blackout. It does not.
I didn't go live today. Yeah. It's probably gonna last through tomorrow.
God damn! Who the hell would know? Whenever they show an apocalyptic world, they always show California. I don't even think.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. The Walking Dead was set in California. The Walking Dead was set in y'all hick towns. Don't be listen. We have our problems. California is bust. California is bust. So y'all need to knock it off. Y'all not gonna get up here crapping on California now. Now that I will not abide by.
Y'all, what don't y'all have an apocalypse over there, man? Like, hell, Godzilla doesn't even go over there to that damn.
No, but people don't understand. The wind here gets really bad. We have like sands, like what do you call dust?
Sandstorms. Goddamn, boy, y'all there global warming category 4? Shit.
BNT, you sound like a hater.
I can't hate them.
They got sandstorms. They got firestorms.
I mean, you know what?
I love living in California, and everybody has natural disasters.
I love y'all. I love y'all so much, man.
I love living in California too. I do. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. The weather is the best you could ever get. There's so much to do here. It's free. I absolutely love living here. But
and it's a great place to be homeless.
Yeah, it is because the weather's so good. So if you're gonna be homeless, do it in California.
Aren't the rats the size of little dogs out there?
That's New York.
Yeah, listen, see, they don't talk about them damn rats that be fighting them.
That's New York. Yeah, that's New York. That's not Los Angeles.
That's not where we live.
That's not Cali.
Hey, real deal.
I'm watching goddamn the news of rats fighting dogs in front of goddamn Real Deal's house and shit.
I have never seen a rat.
I understand why Real Deal's leaving.
Shit, what got time for that? Fighting the goddamn y'all still can't handle the rat problem.
Don't anybody have rats? Get out here.
The rat apocalypse.
Real deal. So y'all ain't no rats in California.
No, we don't have no rat problem. Big cat like rats and stuff like that.
Shit.
Y'all tripping. It's a bunch of haterade on the panel. Real deal. They just mad because they can't live the California lifestyle. We know.
Make sure y'all three show up for when I say Californian refugees. Say all that. I'm gonna invite all of y'all people from California. And I don't want y'all to lie for that. Don't lie for no damn California. But y'all know damn well, boy, y'all fighting the apocalypse and shit over there.
Listen, to give my,
I think a lot of people are jealous of California because the women look the best, and we have like some of the best weather, and we have like
what?
I'm just
but
saying.
Windstorms are knocking your power out.
What?
That's so rare. It doesn't happen that often. It really doesn't. It doesn't.
You guys are missing the bigger picture, though. California, like a lot of people are into
reports of that
fitness. A
happening
lot
a
of people
lot
are
this
into
year.
like we're like health conscious out here.
So you guys feel like refugees out there, but you love it.
No one says they want to move where BMT is. We talking about all through COVID, y'all. You know what I've been seeing all through COVID? Northerners show up to the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida area. That's why COVID spiked up. Because all you fuckers keep coming over to the east, the southeast, and think y'all gonna bank over here. That's why we put a whole goddamn blockade where we banned outsiders from coming to our state. If you got caught,
nobody want to go where you're at.
Yeah, come on, stop lying over there.
In the chat is talking about somebody in the chat LA has a rat from Skid Row. Do you know what Skid Row is? Have you ever been to Skid Row?
I hope nobody
Skid
ever
Row is a rat problem. Skid Row, are you serious? There's everything in Skid Row. Don't nobody go to Skid Row?
You know what? When I say, back then in the day, I used to be ashamed of them cockroaches in my apartment. But I learned that, hey, I had to acknowledge the problem to handle the problem. That's probably why that damn rat problem fighting them damn dogs is getting so bad over there. Y'all don't want to acknowledge y'all got fucking rats over there fighting dogs for stimulus checks and shit. Y'all think
haters.
Yeah, people be hating on people. I'm like,
damn. Out there in the street, Texas eating cockroaches and shit. Like,
y'all are haters.
Hating on California, hating on Texas. I don't know what's up with being
right? They are hating on Cali because they wish they could live the Cali life.
Listen. I swear.
Negative.
You know what? You know it's bad when goddamn Mexico banned the Californians from coming to goddamn Mexico. You know that.
That's completely irrelevant. You're talking about something.
Oh, that's irrelevant.
Refugees coming to America from there, and you ain't allowed to go there.
No. That was way back.
But y'all
that
got
was
banned,
before
though.
Mexico even became a part of. Mexico. Oh God, that was before California even became part of the United States when they banned. When Mexico placed that ban, we can't go back to that. It had nothing to do with the behavior of
banned no Californians from going to Mexico.
No. You're so incorrect when you say that because the Mexican government was corrupt and the people became kind of corrupt, and that's why the United States took over California, and they failed to pay the debt that they owed for the war in Mexico. That had nothing to do with the behavior of Californians.
Talking about last year. Just last year, they just closed the Mexican border to Americans because of COVID. Like, they weren't even letting y'all come.
That's something completely
because of COVID. But not because we're Californians. That's dumb. PMT.
So you're getting it.
You're better than this. You're better than this.
Here during COVID. Who wants a country that has something else? That's different. Completely different.
To be fair, I would have closed it from
the border's
from
closed.
Americans.
How is Paco and Chico still working at goddamn KFC and the border closed? Like, goddamn.
What does that have to do with anything? Chico could be a citizen here, able to work.
That motherfucker only knew how to doggone do orders. He couldn't speak a lick of fucking English.
BMT, you're being racist.
Oh, that's racist now? Wow.
No, I'm gonna tell you exactly what he's doing, misunderstood. He on that hen dog,
baby. Yeah, all this hate for other places. I mean, just throwing shots.
2021.
Because racist.
2021. We just need to realize. 2021. We just need to realize what piece of shit states that we don't need to send no goddamn stimulus checks to, and save it for the rest of us. The last says Alicia Keys predicted this. And that's irrelevant. And the wall was to keep y'all in. Oh, yeah, actually.
That is a fact, too.
They were building a wall around doggone California to keep y'all motherfuckers. Like we were thinking on cutting off California from the country. Now,
Where
like,
the real deal go?
What are you talking about? You guys need
y'all are
California.
still on that fence.
What are you
though.
talking about?
Yeah, we have the biggest economy.
I don't need California.
I'm taking my real estate classes for my license. We have the biggest
Oh,
economy.
congratulations!
We have, and when you talk about people who decide to move out of, they had like several different states, about 4 of them. I think Florida, California, New York. It was Miami, Los Angeles, California, somewhere in New York, and I think it was like Texas or something like that. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look because it was earlier in my study. The state that most people chose when they because it was a survey. Those people, if they could move to, they chose California at a rate of like 68%.
Because they've never been there before.
It's beautiful. It's a wonderful place. Yeah, and people move here constantly. That's why our demographic is so different and it keeps changing because everybody wants to live in California. That's why it's so crowded. That's why our cost of living is so high. That's why our real estate and to purchase a home is so high because it's high demand to live here. And there are many reasons for that.
I got pictures of California. I'm going to show y'all that landfill. I'm going to show you that landfill real deal of California. That shit looks like goddamn a movie set of goddamn Mad Max with goddamn Judge Dredd going down there to Sao Paulo, Mexico. I'm gonna show you
that every crazy picture you can show me of my state, I can show you 5 of yours. Straight up. West Side? We don't play like that. What did Tupac say? We'll bomb on you in California. We do our job.
I think y'all definitely do that job. Y'all still recovering from goddamn Rodney King riot. So we already know.
We bomb in California. We don't play. We do not play in Cali.
I will give y'all that. Y'all do not play. Y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got damn Snoop Dogg. We are joined here by Real Deal. Now, my good sir, you say it's getting so bad for you right now in California. You can't enjoy your stimulus check the way you need to. You can't enjoy women like you need to.
Did he say all that? Ooh, that Henny is good. Now you on that? He's on that Remy. It's Remy tonight.
Whatever he's drinking, I need to
Not real deal. You're not getting your bang for your buck in your state. I'm gonna call California a whole country now. That's all. Mom let that motherfucker go. Now you are trying to get to Texas already. Why are you trying to Why are you trying to leave from California? What's going on? You're a successful, clean cut brother, living your best life. What's going on? What's going on, Riverdale? Why are you trying to get away from California? You know what I'm saying? These two women, lovely ladies, they want to stay there. They can afford to stay there.
No, but why are you there?
Well, they like that. They like that kind of mindset of. But why are you getting out there, Real Deal? Do you feel you can grow a family in that country? In that country, I think he's still getting the stomach together. Now, brother, speak. You came up here to talk about, I guess, Texas or whatever's going on with Texas. Now, Texas, y'all have a high fluctuation of medical issues and all kind of crazy shit going on. Y'all just not too long ago, just last year, were talking about y'all wanted to succeed from the U.S. Like I don't know how sweet it is going for y'all, motherfuckers, right now. You literally talking about succeeding. Hey. Like most goddamn y'all stayed on the fucking news. Like it ain't that sweet in Texas.
Come on, man.
I don't know how y'all barking about y'all so hot and y'all stayed on the news about every goddamn BLM, goddamn mag. Y'all majority of all the fucking news stories were coming from y'all goddamn state.
What news stories?
All the shit down in Dallas and Santa Fe.
Exactly. Like we ain't gonna pretend like little dude. At some point, if it's something that had to deal with Texas, I just turn off the fucking news. I stopped giving a shit. But honestly, y'all always have something fucking going on, dude. Y'all got so much corruption with police. Like, damn, what the fuck is Walker, Texas Ranger? Because y'all definitely don't know how to do y'all fucking job over there.
You're being a hater tonight.
Yeah,
like I said,
why are you coming down Texas? People still want to move here though. Especially Austin.
Listen, have y'all fixed the death penalty yet over there?
No, we keep that death penalty. That's never gonna leave. So everybody.
I was gonna move out of state though. I have been thinking about moving in Texas.
How you have Raleigh the death penalty? Y'all
They're getting rid of that. Hey, everybody can die. They don't care.
No, you know everybody can die.
Shit.
Turn them on, y'all can die.
For you.
I ain't going on that fucking Texas. Fuck that, guys. Y'all ain't never giving that shit. Those people aren't Texas natives. They're implants. Oh, thank you, Celeste.
Don Cato. I've never been on a panel with Don Cato, and he be in my chat. He was helping me play The Walking Dead the other night. He was so sweet.
Oh yeah,
sounds like it.
Okay. So other than that, so we're looking at it where, from what Trailer said, I'm about to pass it over here. About they're saying 1,400 maximum. They're probably looking at doing more. They're saying don't worry about the debt. Do you think that's a smart idea, Trailer, or no? We should be worried about the debt.
Fuck it, why not, man? I mean, at this point, we fucking put ourselves so far in debt. All we can do is just keep going and see how far we can go before we completely destroy it.
That's what I'm talking about. God damn it, fuck it. Like shit, who gives a fuck at this point? Like,
I mean, seriously, at this point, dude, most people don't realize even how much $1 trillion is. You could work if you made $100 an hour, it would take you 1,000 years of working to make $1 trillion at $100 an hour.
I say balls to the wall, and we're already in debt, and they're always talking about it. So balls to the wall. Take care of the American citizens because you take care of everybody else. There was so much pork in that stimulus deal. I mean, but you want to give us $600? It's ridiculous.
My point is the debt's so fucking far right at this point, dude. The sun's going to explode before we ever get out of debt.
Yep.
We're not even in that kind of a debt, and I wish you guys would quit talk. I mean, everyone talks about this country like it's a poor country, and it's not. If you're allowed to go so far into debt, then that's called currency, not debt. And let me tell you something.
No, that's not.
Yes, it is. Because if I tell you that you're allowed to, if I tell you, learn this. If I tell you that you're allowed to spend 100,000, blah blah blah, every year, and it's legal, it's financially called a debt, but it's currency because you're allowed to spend it. And something else about California, why would you live in a state where you couldn't afford? You do have the option to move. And if more people moved instead of taking welfare, we would be a better state.
You know what?
There should be like a state for people that need public funds, so that way they're not draining other people's pocket that's struggling to feed their families. That's all I'm saying. But this country is a wealthy country, and I am sympathetic towards people who have less because I struggle to eat myself. I do. So I probably sound cold right now, but this country is not a poor country. This country is a wealthy country, and that is why we give so
my
much
brain
money
is melting right now.
So can I ask you a question? So if you want people who need help, to have their own state and just pack them all in one state and then help those people in those state, and that's a welfare state, then I think that we should take all the illegal immigrants that we're giving this, and put them in one state, and then just help them.
Okay, that's really insensitive, though.
She's a sympathizer. I told y'all.
Then it's so insensitive because there's people that's running from, and the United States is not the country that takes the most immigrants or the most refugees. We're not.
Who is?
Turkey's higher.
Are you a refugee?
Higher. No.
There's
places all over. The United States doesn't take as many.
ICE is here. ICE might get her.
Okay. I was going to say, because there's got to be a reason. It almost feels like, it's something that's close to her heart, like a personal thing. That's why.
Years ago. You just learned English, so shit. We're still working with her.
No, I'm not saying to put all the poor people in a different state.
You just said that, though. You always say this, misunderstood. You always say something, and then you say you didn't say it. You just said it.
No, I'm not saying that they should all go to a different state. I'm saying they should live somewhere else because...
Okay, so should the illegal immigrants. I want them to live somewhere else. I want the illegal immigrants to live somewhere else. Maybe they can all live together.
Refugees, illegal.
I'm not calling refugees. I'm calling illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. I'm not calling refugees or people who are seeking political asylum. And by the way, they do have to prove
how are they hurting you though?
They are how the same way the people who aren't making money and are on welfare are hurting you. That's the same way the illegal immigrants are, because they come here and they get all of these benefits on my dime.
But it's not your dime though. If you
it is my dime.
Taxes,
it is
your dime.
Because my taxes go to the feeding of their families and their children, to the schooling of their children who come
but
right
that's not true though.
Yes, it
no,
is.
I am verbal. I am verbal.
I have seen the
now we're joined here by Don. By Don, I got to get him. I've always talked with Don in different chats, and he's been here before.
I've never been
a Welcome, Don Cato. Welcome to the show. We're talking about $1.9 trillion. $1.9 trillion. I got million. What are you trillion? $1.9 trillion stimulus money. Run the check, dog. Go ahead, dog. I don't think is Don there. I think he was just
done random.
Maybe he's lost with his words, but I think that maybe my facts hurt some people, and I don't mean to hurt anybody with what I'm saying, but all I'm saying is we got to be sympathetic to other people and not just be like, oh yeah, we're not gonna help them because it takes our our tax money and stuff like that.
I'm American first. I'm American first.
I'm American first as well.
No, you're not. You're not though, because you said that you want people on welfare to go to another state, and you said that they shouldn't. Your tax money shouldn't go to them. However, all of us should be just fine for our tax money going to people coming here illegally. And then you keep trying to intertwine the actual illegal immigrants who have committed a crime with refugees who are seeking political asylum.
Whoa.
Those are two different groups.
I never did that.
You did do that.
How did I do that?
Just because you didn't literally come out and use those exact words, the way you said your statement implied that's what you meant.
No, I would never say that a criminal should belong to the United States. I only think American criminals should be here.
No,
so I'm just.
She was talking about you first was saying no to the fact of there. You didn't say that illegal immigrants were different than refugees, and
they are different though. Illegal immigrants are not the same as refugees. They're just not.
Right, but no one was talking about refugees. We were talking about, the subject was on illegal immigration, and you said, oh no, those are refugees. They're not illegal. They're refugees. And that is a subset of the immigration that comes here. The majority of immigration, at least in California, that comes here is illegal immigration. They are committing a crime. And I cannot go to any of their countries and do what they do. I can't do it.
Okay, I'm not disputing that at all.
I wouldn't be able to get medical. I wouldn't be able to own land, buy a house, open a bank account, work. I wouldn't be able to do anything in their country.
Wait, you guys got to remember, I am for the American people, and I do believe in being American first. All I'm saying is, I'm not speaking about illegal immigration. I was speaking towards like people that do come here actually afraid. I was really speaking about them.
Now here's the thing. Okay, so let's look at it like this. And then we are having a good time. We gotta we're looking at everything going on. Now there will be a lot of changes happening this year. I believe quite quickly. That is correct, Trailer. I believe Biden has a plan called Lift Every Voice, which will it's called Lift Every Voice. Have y'all read that plan? Lift Every Voice?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, and then
I fucking read too much shit.
Don, have you read the Biden plan, the Lift Every Voice plan?
No, I haven't.
Oh shit, y'all all might. I might have to go pull up the plan again.
No, I haven't.
Biden, we don't
just real quick.
He got to say him and his
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Basically, I just came up. How you doing, BMT? Misunderstood Trailer. Bro Speak and Verbal.
Yo.
How you doing, Don?
Hey, it's nice to meet you, dude.
Hey, it's all good. Basically, I wanted to come up because BMT was banging on California so hard, so I got to come up and rep on my state for that. we can't be having that. I'm gonna have to put the zombies on BMT for that.
Get him, Don Cato.
All right, what about that? We see y'all walking that show. It's up. Go ahead.
This is what it's like in the real. But one of the things that I wanted to say is that, you know, it's actually a play on words. The whole thing about the Social Security number and undocumented aliens or illegal aliens or refugees, however you want to paraphrase that, they are able to get a stimulus check under a tax ID identification number.
Exactly.
So it's not necessarily just a Social Security number. If a parent up to 26 years of age has a Social Security number, either one of the parents, then they could also get a stimulus check as well.
That's facts. That's what I was saying in the chat, Don Kingo, that if you have if they change the rule that if a person who is not a citizen who is here illegally has to do is prove that they live in a household with someone who has a Social Security number, and they will get a stimulus check.
That is correct.
Okay, but you guys act like it's coming out of your own pockets.
Well, hold on now. Go ahead, Don.
I personally myself have yet to get a single stimulus check since this whole thing started.
And that's another point. That's another point that I wanted to make.
You're gonna have to. I just want Trailer Hood to know that when you're doing your taxes this year, you need to put that in, and you'll get that refund from last year. If you didn't get it last year, you'll get it this year in your refund.
I don't pay federal taxes nor file federal income tax.
He's off the grid. He's off the grid type of guy.
I'm not off the grid. I'm not off the grid. I just don't fucking take anything from the federal government or give them anything of mine.
God damn you, Tom. Goddamn constitutionalist. Go ahead, Don.
Off the grid.
No, off the grid is like living out where fucking Grizzly Adams lived in the mountains and shit. I live in a nice house in the city like everyone else. I just pay state and local tax.
They're about to Isley Brothers you. They're about to Isley Brother you, Trailer Hood. They're about to come round you up, honey. I don't know.
Oh, Lord. They might as well get in line with everyone else that I owe debt to. I mean, and who are they to question me? I mean, technically, they got my future generations for 20 generations from now in debt with their debt. So fuck off.
I have another question, but I'm going to let Don Cato go. I'm going to mute up. But I do have a question that I want to ask the panel.
Okay. Well, that's another thing is that, you know, I believe it's up to $75,000. Not everybody's going to receive a stimulus check. Up to $75,000, and I think it drops $200 per every 5,000 after that.
Is it two or one?
I think it's two. I'll double check that though, Trailer.
Because I thought it topped off at like 110,000 was where it capped.
Well, on the second stimulus check or package, it actually went up a little bit more, but it was the first one was around 90,000.
Right.
So it may have gone up on this one.
It was double if you were a married couple, right?
Right.
90 if you were single, 180 if you were.
If you file jointly married, it's more if you file jointly married, then you can get one.
And so the thing about that is that a lot of us don't qualify for to even get a stimulus check. So it sort of irks me to begin with just to talk of a stimulus check, because it's such a small portion of money compared to the amount of money that's being spent and sent out of the country. You know, we're over here talking about, what is this, 1.2 trillion or 1.2 billion dollars, when the United States is actually sending out trillions of dollars. So it's kind of a slap in the face for, you know, when you have people running around saying $600. I mean, really, you know, I would expect this country to be giving people $10,000 per stimulus check rather than $600, because if, you know, I mean, one, it's the taxpayers' money, but yet the taxpayers' money is going to be spent everywhere else around the world except for helping the American people. So let's keep it real on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you know, I heard there are other countries, they're giving monthly stipends that are way more than what we've gotten. I heard that, I think it's a country in the UK, I don't know what it was, I can't remember, but they're getting $7,500 a month as a stipend because of the pandemic. $7,500.
Right.
Now, in looking
Man,
at
they are pushing that. They are really pushing that digital currency thing, trying to put everybody in the fucking poorhouse.
now, if looking at all of that, but I know that I know, I've seen the allotment of money that Lyft came up, and I guess a lot of people now know. Okay, so we've been paying out dues to other people. Which, I get that bothers a lot of people that we should get the money and all the other excess shit. I would say honestly, do you really care at this moment now, especially looking at the way our lives are right now? Like, I think right now, we're in survival mode. It's kind of like survival. I'm just being honest, in survival mode.
It seems like we're making you're making little small movements here and there. You know what I'm saying, B?
It looks like BMT dropped off.
All right, well, but he's right. We are in the. It does look like we're in survival mode.
Like, I'm just saying, like right now, like I said, like right now, like real deal. He's talking about going to Florida. He's going to Texas. You might have it where some people are making different adjustments to their lives. Classic Ruby says Canada gave $3K a month, 15 every 2 weeks for 6 months before they started to lower the stimulus check amounts, and not related to our next year tax returns or anything like that. And I remember Ruby told me about that earlier. There were other states. Now the thing about it is this: at this point in the game, it's kind of like like whatever rations we can get out now to keep people afloat. We're not. It's kind of like I remember when the schools were closed, right? This is before the unemployment really dropped and tanked. People still couldn't afford to feed their kids that were at home. They couldn't afford to feed their kids. For those people who that worked or stayed alone to themselves, they were talking about, hey, like, getting hard for me as a single guy to fill the fridge or actually do certain stuff. But I normally would go out, but because certain places are closed, I can't go out. So I'm seeing a lot of people's lifestyles are changing. And do you feel that that maybe we might need to start minimalizing our living standards, or no, we shouldn't have to do that? What's y'all thoughts on that? Starting with Trailer, and then after that we can go over to Verbal, Speak, Don, and Real. Go ahead, Trailer.
Well, personally, I think that most people, if they have really been paying attention to what's going on, I mean, because everything's been pretty well right out there in the open, they have already started learning how to basically change their nature of how they live. They've already started rationing certain things, and not eating and going out as much and, spending frivolously, if they're responsible. I mean, they should have by now. But even I found, me and you've talked, that I have been stockpiling for my family for years. And I because of things the way they are, I found that I'm already starting to have to dig into some of that stockpile. So I don't see anything really promising coming down the pipe right now. I would say, me personally, don't sit and get all excited or too up in arms about everything, but I don't know. I'm stoned. Go to someone else.
Well, you said it's me next, so let me just. I'll be quick. We are definitely a consumer-driven society, and it's not just in America; it's everywhere. We're bombarded with everything that we are supposed to buy, that we are supposed to have. You can't watch a TV show without a commercial. Pushing consumerism. And if you don't have this, then you're not doing well in the world, you know. So it's become ingrained in our in our psyche that we need to spend in order to have a good life or to be happy. So that's a psychological thing, right? That's happening. But I do think that we can absolutely live on less. Many people do it, not only in America, but all over. I mean, what I'm saying is not only in third world countries and all over the world, but also in America. And there are many people who find peace of mind by living the minimalist lifestyle. You know what I mean? And I think that we have to kind of learn what we need versus what we want. And in America specifically, we're very spoiled because of, you know, the money that we have. I mean, even our poor in America are better off than the poor in other countries. You know what I mean? So I don't know how we could, as a collective, become minimalist because we're just so used to having things. But I think that individually, it definitely is a good idea for us to budget and to realize that we don't have to buy everything. You know, we can be happy with less. And so that's what I'm going to say about that. And also less stressed out, because the more you have, the more bills you have, the more stress you have. So, you know.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah, I think to add on to Verbal's thing is that we're living to stunt on people. And so when we're living to stunt on people, that causes this, where we get into all this debt just to say that I have this or I have that, and it's gotten to the point where, you know, I was talking to another person earlier, and they were asking about, well, you know, why would a person want to be institutionalized? Well, yeah, because they see out here that they got that notion that they got to have this to be a to seem like a normal person. So, you know, they rather go to prison and stay there. At least they don't have to take care of themselves. So I think
man.
Yeah.
And that's why and that is one big reason why recidivism is so high. It's not that people just want to do crimes.
Yeah,
it's they come out and life is that they're like, shoot, I'll just go back into jail and get 3 hots in a cot guaranteed and not have to worry about anything.
Absolutely. So and so in that sense, I think that the only way people are going to be minimalist is they are forced to be that way. They're not. Most people are not going to do that on their own because it's just too much stuff. The way our society is set up is built for you to be a consumer, to buy this new stuff. Look how many people still was chasing a PS5.
Yeah.
I mean, in a pandemic.
And it works great. Calm down, Kato. It works just fine.
I'm like, this was during a pandemic, and people were still trying to chase for this PS5. So that should show you right there where our mind is at. So that should show you.
Yeah, why are you wasting your stimulus money on fucking shit that you're going to turn around and sell 3 months later at the pawn shop?
No.
For less, way less. That's right. The code part, for less.
And that's why when we talk about the reparations thing for ADOS, I do want people to kind of get a check, but then I also don't want them to get a check because people are so into, like Brother Speak said, stunting, and they get all this money and you never had it before. We don't have financial education in our community the way that we should. You know, our children aren't going to schools. If you're not going to certain types of schools, you're not getting the financial education that you need to grow wealth and not just make money or be rich or work at a job, you know what I mean, and living paycheck to paycheck. So you give them a check, and then what? What, you know, So, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to take it off onto that subject, but it just kind of.
Really, BMT? Really, BMT? This what we do here.
Just call what I seen that some people out there do.
But people still on you over here. They're not trying to go to where you are, though. Just let you know.
Hey, COVID's at an all-time low, I'm at. COVID's at an all-time low.
Yeah, somebody will be over there.
Again. Fuck that.
Hey, I'm out here in the wilderness, buddy. You know,
Hey, it's kind of hard to have a high COVID count when nobody's there.
You're right. Listen, say what y'all gotta say. That's cool. I'm good with that. The lower the population, the lower the count. You gotta know what you're doing out here.
Well, I want you to know that Trump can still win, okay? He's still got a few powers, and he can still pull this through.
Wait a minute. How can Trump still win?
Bravo, come sit down, baby. Come sit down.
Wait a minute, Trump is still the president. What are you talking about?
Trump is still the president.
And Biden is still
already did his goodbye speech. He already did.
Right, he is still the president, but how is it possible that he can still win?
Thank you. Oh,
President, but
Whoa, time out. 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Biden becomes president.
But he hasn't yet, and Trump may just still.
Thank you, Sue Celeste.
Man, you really got to stop hanging on to that.
He can still pull it off. Trump 2020 is still in effect, okay?
Oh, yeah? There are 30,000. There are 30,000 troops in D.C. right now protecting Biden and Congress.
They're about to turn on Biden and Congress.
Okay, but Trump still has the National Guards or something like that.
How's he got the National Guard when 30,000 of them are in D.C.?
Listen, they only there for one thing, to protect the new guy and escort the other guy off the premises.
But it's Trump's job to make sure.
Melania has been left the White House. She already went back to her golden toilet bowl. So
she's not the president though.
Guess what? The whole royal family has left to go back. This dude is now worried about his court cases. He's not worried about the White House. He's worried about his court cases right now. He's not worried about this shit.
Anything that goes wrong in this country, everybody wants to blame Trump for it. When Trump is not responsible for finances, Trump is not responsible for what happened in Capitol Hill.
Okay. Can someone lay out?
No, Trump is not the only one responsible. They all are.
No, because that's like saying if you go watch a movie, you go kill somebody, can you blame the person that made that movie?
Exactly, Don. That's how they sound right now.
Dude, you are comparing apples and cinder blocks now.
Okay, I did. But my point is, Trump didn't say, go out and bomb Capitol Hill.
Trump was an amazing president. You guys better knock it off.
You know what? Go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Hold on a second. First, I'm gonna say I did vote for Trump. My guy lost. I think that everything that happened after that was pretty much sedition, treason, and uncalled for and unacceptable. The fact that he lost, I'm still trying to figure out how is it that he still has a chance to win at this and we're in the 12th hour. I mean, maybe verbal is trolling, maybe misunderstood is trolling. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to figure it out.
Some hope, right? You want some hope, right?
Keep hope alive.
Yes, keep hope alive. You cannot fall. Okay, do not leave a man down. You're leaving Trump down. Okay, don't do it. He can still pull this off. Tonight, he can push the button. Okay.
You know what? I'm off that ship already. On to the next.
If that was possible, the Browns would have went to the Super Bowl this year.
Okay, but the other thing that I wanted to bring up was something that I heard earlier that was said was that really we do need to take a look at the difference between needs and wants. I spoke with BMT before. I pretty much live a minimalist lifestyle. I practice being a survivalist. So a lot of this that has just happened really didn't catch me off guard we all thought that this day would come. I really didn't intend to see it in my lifetime, but for those of us that are somewhat older, we do understand that even from the end of the Cold War eras to now, that these days were coming, and to be prepared. I'm still trying to figure out how $600 is $600 or $1,200 is going to do anybody any good, and what that is actually based on. What is it based on? How do they come up with that money? Is it $25 for a 100-pound bag of rice or grain, or what is this on the NATO standard? Where do they actually come up with that money, that amount of money from?
You have to live within your means.
Okay, in which I think the majority of our society, we're living in a debtor society. Majority of people's credit cards are run up. We all, either have a mortgage or some form of debt associated with. A lot of people are strapped either by medical bills or by student loans or things of that nature. And, by God, I mean, my kids are grown, but as we may know, they may leave, but they always come back.
Well, people have to make better choices. And if you put yourself in debt, you can't cry about being in debt.
Yes, we can.
You don't have to go into debt.
Yes,
So
we can.
here's the most debt that's plaguing. Here's the most debt, the major and most debt that is plaguing most Americans. And I think that was Brother Speaker Real Deal who was speaking about it. It's student loans. Student loans is a major freaking problem. Student loans is what's keeping people who have them in poverty and not being able to climb up out of them. And so I do think that there has to be something done. And that was going to be my question. What do you all think about Biden's plan to cancel student loan debt? At least 10,000, but up to 50,000. What do you all think about that? Do you think that's a good idea to cancel student loan debt? Do you think it will help the economy? I do. I think it will help the economy. But what do you all think about canceling student loan debt?
Fuck it, why not? I mean, we're making the debt already, astronomically fucking high.
Hey, I'm just saying, listen, you're going to have some people, listen, we might as well go ahead and just hurry up the fire and burn everything fucking down. Because I'm saying them debts that I guess we're
burn it all down.
I guess we're gonna be canceling. Hey, you don't have to pay that shit back. Like, I feel kind of bad, but I kind of wish I would have went to college sooner, so that way I could have got a free get out of debt card. But so that way, that just means that, hey, fuck it, like. I guess these people don't have to pay this shit back. They're gonna be some motherfuckers that are gonna be having some lawsuits coming out like, yo, the fuck? Like, I'm still paying like $100,000 dental college. This motherfucker just got away with 10,000. Like, fuck the universe. Just shit is
because it might not help you. You don't want it to help other people.
No. I hear you, Ms. Verbal. I'm telling you. The concept of how some people are thinking, they're going to be like, yo, if I have to be accountable, why don't they have to be accountable? Because understand.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If the government paid back, even half of that, $27 trillion in debt they stole from the American people, we'd all have all kinds of money. Where's my money back?
I think student debt is a trick bag, especially since they made it so that you can't even. They changed the laws and made it so you can't even put it in a bankruptcy. And I think that's also part of it. The plan too. I think I read that where they want to bring back being able to incorporate being able to put your student loan in a bankruptcy. Listen, when you're trying to buy a home and you have student debt, right? You can be in an income-based repayment plan. I'm a public service worker, so I work in education. So I'm eligible to get my loan forgiven but I have to pay 10 years on it a certain amount. Now you go into an income-based repayment plan, and your repayment plan, let's say your payment plan is $50, just throwing that out there. You only pay $50 a month. But if you go to try to get a mortgage loan, what the loan officer is going to do is calculate that debt to income ratio. They're going to calculate that you pay hundreds of dollars more on a student loan than you actually pay. So they don't care what you actually pay. They care about what however they actualize it, and their underwriters, write it up. They care about what you would be paying. And this is a number that you're not even paying. So they will deny you for a mortgage based on some phantom number that you're not even paying instead of the actual number. So student debt really is a albatross across people's necks.
But who chose to take that debt on?
Now, Miss Verbal, I'm asking you out of love, dear. You don't have to tell us. Do you owe any student debt?
Do I sound passionate about student loan debt?
Yes, you do. Yes,
exactly. So that should be your answer.
Of course.
That's why I asked. Of course. I asked who pushed you, Doug, to take that on.
Get out of here. Good. Of course you want that. See, it's only everybody loves it when they know they can fucking win. When that doggone free card comes your way, talk that shit, B. Because when that damn card says, "Oh right, that we got the forgiveness, thou art been forgiven for your bullshit," shit, of course you're gonna take that damn thing.
But do you think that's right though? Do you think that's logical to tell someone that they cannot get a mortgage loan based on a phantom number that they don't even pay?
Verbal, I get you. I want to be able to make you an avocado toast sandwich and let you play PlayStation. You just have
that avocado toast sandwich.
That's a big old Cali.
So you can go ahead and live that. I want Misunderstood to be able to bring in all her legal friends from goddamn Mexico and China, and so that way they can all sell the laundromat business.
Hey, don't add me to that fucking conversation.
No, I don't. I'm good. Misunderstood could take her refugees and her legal immigrants, and they can go somewhere away from me.
Dawn.
Wait a second. Why are they my illegals? Josiah, check your message. I sent you some.
Hey, you brought them here with.
Hey, you want me here?
I am all for being legal in this country. I don't believe in entering this country illegally. And if you're not here legally, I do believe that you should go and make it legal, be sent back. Okay, just for the record, I am against illegal immigration.
But you like communism.
I didn't say I like communism. I just said for some people, it actually works. Think about if you got a bunch of people, especially if they're not that educated, like, isn't it best to have everybody like making about the same amount instead of having some people really rich and really poor? How does that work? I would hate to live in a country where I'm much wealthier than somebody else. I just think that it's better if we all made about the same and it wasn't such a wage gap.
So you like a hive mind and group think and everybody do and act and look and say and all be the same.
Well, no,
that sounds like fun.
10% of earners in the United States, but that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is this.
What it really does.
Misunderstood. Do you believe that the stupid people should not get an opinion and the smart people should do all the thinking?
No, well, it's already like that. Think about how many people take the conversation.
Oh.
You take the conversation. And, wait a minute. I worded that.
He's my friend. I love him.
Wait until you set me up with that question, and you know.
I do, but I know that for your ideology.
I like Misunderstood too, but we and her have different ideas. But I like her too. Go ahead, Misunderstood. Speak your shit.
Okay.
That's my dog.
Okay, let me word it better. BMT, you owe me that much.
Mute up, everyone. Mute up.
everybody's entitled to an opinion, however wrong it is. A lot of the people are wrong, and that's why you have people that's within the 3% and the 1%, because there's only a few people who decide to fact check, and the rest of them are just followers. So you have your leaders and you have your followers. It's not that they're not smart, they're just uninformed, a lot of people. And so I sound like an asshole for saying that. I love all people, but let's face it, we live in a capitalist country for a reason, and there are just people who are unlearned. It's not my fault.
I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg funded fact checkers. I'm just saying.
You know what? Honestly,
Mark Zuckerberg is the richest person in California. He's the wealthiest person in California.
And watching you guys all starve.
According to Forbes.
And
but Jeff Bezos, they say that man is the richest man in the world.
Yeah, he is the world.
Yeah,
he is that.
That's what they said. Yeah, because of Amazon.
No. Elon Musk is now because of SpaceX.
Fuck.
SpaceX.
So SpaceX is actually working now. Well, shit.
What is SpaceX?
Yeah, they got a contract with NASA.
So you're telling me I need to invest in SpaceX?
Too late now.
Well, actually, SpaceX is moving from California to Texas right now.
Why?
God damn it.
They don't want to pay your
Earth with us. Fuck. I knew we were going to leave that
we got
whole California and go
Tesla and this thing.
We still have Apple.
But we in Chicago here in Texas. They still want to move over here though.
I think Bill Gates lives in Seattle, so Bill Gates is up there. Who do y'all have? All y'all got is Zuckerberg.
No, we have Apple and we have Silicon Valley.
You guys lost Apple.
Nobody put Windows State in Silicon. You lost Elon. That was your Trump.
Y'all's beloved Biden. Y'all's beloved Biden and Kamala told y'all after they got elected to shut the hell up. And I don't know. Everybody mute up except for Verbal because I'm talking and I don't have any feedback. Okay, so y'all's beloved Biden, who's gonna save y'all, him and Kamala. They told you, thank you for your vote, but shut the hell up because you need to work with the illegal immigrants for us to get anything done. That's what they told you. Yeah, I don't know why y'all keep voting for Democrats who use you like a cheap $2 hoe and then throw you away. I don't know why you keep doing that. And the whole Trump is racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like, I used to think that when I was a Democrat. I am not a Democrat anymore. I am an independent.
Hold
on. Those Democrats are the people who want to feed you from their hand. The Democrats want you to feed. The Democrats want to feed you from their hand and not teach you how to fish.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Who go? He can go because y'all Negroes was twerking in the street because you think you wanted something. You don't want anything but another plantation. You want another plantation.
Oh, here go that plantation talk again.
You want another plantation. It's a the Democratic plantation. Y'all refuse to get off of it.
Hey, listen. If I can twerk on that plantation and get paid $1,400 a month, well, goddamn, I'm gonna twerk on that bitch, and I'm gonna go out there and twerk and have a good time too. And so will you.
No, actually, I won't, and that's why they keep you like a $2 hoe. They keep you like a $2 hoe and leaving $5 on the nightstand and saying thank you. That's what they keep doing, and then they don't call you the next day. That's what the Democrats do to you. And you want to keep on bending your knee and sucking at the tit and the hairy balls of the Democrats. Like, not
to me, like you got kicked out.
Trump can't do no wrong.
So, was it good for you? Was it good for you that the Democrats decided that black men were so ignorant and so obsessed with sex that they would put a video up with strippers telling you about Democrat? Like, that's not insulting to you. Democrats do nothing but insult black people, and I'm tired of them. I don't know
you, BMP,
at all.
Yep.
Did they not come out and vote? Did they not come out and vote in Georgia?
Yeah, and they voted for the same dude without the video.
And so, and guess what? Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished.
And
Congratulations.
then he found out that, shoot, you're going to have to work with me next year. Look out.
So giving your vote away without asking for anything, that makes sense to you?
We got a stimulus check.
I'm not ever
Are you
fucking
serious?
voting again.
Is this the level? Is this the level that we're gonna? This is the level of us? Because if this is the level that we're gonna stay at, then we are doomed.
I think
Like,
BMT is trolling his own channel right now.
Rebel.
Yeah, he is. He's trolling. He's trolling.
Just put the $40 on. Put the $40 on the nightstand and shut the hell up. Get your.
Are you serious? Are you serious, BMT? You're trolling. I know you're trolling.
$40
I know you're
on the
trolling.
nightstand.
Pass me some of that crown. Pass me some of that Crown Royal, because you don't got the good stuff. I know you're not drinking the good stuff.
Put the $40 on the nightstand.
You're not drinking the good stuff, baby. Pass me some of that Crown Royal, honey.
Put the $40.
You have the Apple Crown Royal right now, BMT. Pass me. My cup is right here. Pour me a little bit of that Apple Crown Royal, because you're not drinking the Remy. You're not drinking the good stuff. You're not doing none of that right now.
Okay, now I got a question. So, okay, I know y'all Messiah. Your Messiah, your Ugra, your Ballamont dragon is dead.
Man, he was prophesied by God.
Yep, and he's dead. Now that y'all over that y'all Messiah is gone and dead, y'all can rock y'all hats and all this other shit all night long. I mean, I'm fine with that. But run that same smoke when them checks start to see. You want that Biden forgiveness $10,000 plan, don't you? Don't you? You want that plan?
I sure the hell do.
No, hold on now. I don't want you to get complacent and take that money from the devil now. I don't want you to, I want you, Verbal, to tell that man, go fuck yourself. I'm going to work and pay off this thing my own money.
I won't do that. Here's the reason why. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat and I'm not a Republican. I am an independent. You damn right. And it's going to be whether Republicans give it to me or the Democrats. That's why I'm independent. I go with what works for me. I don't wear blue. I'm not a Crip or a Blood. I'm not out here Crip walking and all that stuff. I'm not doing that. I don't give a damn about none of that. I want what's going to be best for me in my damn pockets, and I don't give a damn if that is Trump or Biden. So if Biden gonna run that student loan debt down, thank you, because y'all voted for him. So great, fine. As long as he's doing what I need to make my pockets fatter, I'm straight. As long as Trump is doing what I need to make my pockets fatter, I'm straight. Y'all don't understand. I thought y'all knew. I'm about my money. I don't give a damn about no blue and no red. Are you crazy?
Right.
No donkeys and no elephants.
So, Rebel, come on up on this stage with me, and let's twerk on that White House goddamn floor and get that damn $10,000 forgiveness check. You know what I'm saying?
I need someone to teach me how to twerk because Trailer Hood,
you can't twerk.
Well, for Trailer Hood, contrary to popular belief, all Black women, and I dare to say most Black women, don't know how to twerk. I definitely don't know how to twerk. So I cannot twerk anywhere, but I will twerk at the bank and the credit union and my investment portfolio. I'll twerk on that. That's what I'll twerk on.
I try to twerk for the wife.
Now, I got a question. I got a question.
You got to show that on video, baby.
Now, question. Now, Ruby put out something that was very correct. And I believe that even Brother Moses and a lot of ADOS would agree. Trump has till tomorrow to pardon 100 people.
Right. And people should be concerned about who those 100 are.
See, I can't wait to do. Trailer, we have to do the pardon bowl. We got to do the pardon bowl. See, they have the Super Bowl, they have the NBA playoffs, but see, the real game is the pardon bowl. Who makes the list?
You know what I see? I see a bunch of like with her. She's that bandwagon girl that doesn't pay attention to sports all year long, but supports the team that won.
I want that. See, I can't wait to do the pardon bowl tomorrow. Who gets to make the list? Who is willing to suck off who?
Bernie Madoff's going to be one.
You know what I'm saying? No,
y'all ain't won with the Democrats yet. They want to keep you on that plantation, and you like, feed me, massa, feed me.
I hope to God that goddamn Trump tells Snoop Dogg go fuck himself and Harry O. No, fuck him.
I hope he pardons fucking Tupac and Biggie so they can come back out to the world.
Well, hopefully so. But not anybody that Snoop Dogg asks to get pardoned, I hope Trump said go fuck yourself because you talk all that shit to me for 4 years. So
I just want to know, is he going to help Lil Wayne? Because
why?
Supposed to be going down for 10 years. So I'm just
Lil Wayne needs a braidologist to help his struggle locks. That's what Lil Wayne needs to be concerned about right now. His struggle locks.
Yeah, that's true. I
Lil Wayne better be praying hard. Okay, Wayne, Weezy F Baby, Carter. Listen, bro, you done sold everything you got. You done sold all your shit. I think the only thing you have left now is to pray. Pray that orange man.
Can y'all get off the plantation though? Why are you holding on to the ground, the dirt of the plantation while we're trying to drag you by your ankles off of it? What? Why are you doing that? Why?
Josh, it takes most people at least 25 years to pay their student loan, bro. Come on, that's ridiculous. So, don't take the debt if you can't pay it. Thank you, Josh, the prepper.
And then if you don't take the debt, then you can't live a decent life.
There's all kinds of trades that you can go into, man, where you can make a decent life.
People want to make real money, especially when they're living.
You don't think a pipe fitter makes real money?
No, you can do that, but people want different things in life than you do, and you have to take out student debt to do that because this America is set up. This America is set up to keep people poor. So you don't think that this America our government is set up to keep us poor when they know you 2 months behind in your rent and you can't feed your children that they're going to give you $600? You don't think they have a vested interest in keeping you poor? Your government is not for you.
Verbal. You want to know what part of that? Listen, you want to know what part of that setup was? Convincing you that the only way you can have the life you want is to go in debt for 30 years to go to school. That's part of that. That's part of that whole fucking lie you've been told.
That's the game. They set it up. So if y'all don't like it, then we need to do what we need to do as the citizens because we pay their salary and we should say no more. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Oh, no. We just want to take our $600 stimulus and say thank you, massa. Okay? That's what we want to do. Because anything else is too hard. It's too hard. They wouldn't be in office unless you put them there and you keep putting them there and they keep giving you their middle finger. Y'all don't see what's happening? Your government, your American government is not your friend.
Are you trying to care about hard?
Now, hold up. We have breaking.
We have so many homeless people. There's not a food shortage. People throw food away. Restaurants throw massive amounts of food away. They don't give it to the homeless. No one should go hungry in this country, and they do. Every day.
I have
changed the topic.
Now, hang on. I have breaking news. Lil Wayne and Kodak Black have been pardoned.
Go Lil Wayne.
Along with 3 other pedophiles. Congratulations.
Hey, what did Lil Wayne do? Was he pardoned for his trades?
Lil
Wayne did. What did Lil Wayne do?
He got caught with a firearm and some other shit at the airport, knowing that he already had a federal charge on his ass. And I'm sorry, listen, yo. If you have a felon and you get caught with a goddamn firearm at an airport or ammunition or anything ammunition-wise, listen, that's a full-on state felon. Listen, they're not even trying to talk to you or figure your ass out. They already got it made for you. Like you're just dealing with TSA, and TSA goes straight to the federal level. Like they don't play with that shit. So Wayne dumbass. I mean, if anything, I would have just paid say, hey, trailer, listen, man, I'm gonna rent you out a car. Can you just drive this gun to my house? Could you just do that? Man, I'll give you like $3,500 or
Look,
$4,000.
I
Easy
I
driving.
I have a carry license, and I ain't even going to go to the fucking airport with a loaded gun.
Like only an idiot would have done that. Well, yeah, right. Little way.
But still, you know what? In his defense, he was smoking the moon rocks with Snoop, man. So he had a lasting judgment. Let the poor man out.
Trailer park.
So, we talking about Kodak Black? Yeah, they can keep that motherfucker in prison.
Trailer Hood. Are you? Did you know BMT from? Knew BMT from before YouTube?
Do what? Did I know it before YouTube?
You knew BMT before YouTube.
No, actually, when me and him first met, it was on Mo's channel. Me and him butted heads like for the first probably 2 weeks that we talked to each other. Honestly, I mean, we would bicker back and forth, man.
On whose channel?
Mo's.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Oh, Reese Delk, thick skin.
It's just okay. It's just interesting. I just find it interesting here. I mean, you know why I asked. I mean, it's obvious why I asked.
Because I'm a white boy?
Yes, because you was a white boy. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the white boys now. I've known a few. I asked you in the chat. You've had a brother. You ignored it. But
I didn't hear you. You wouldn't like my brother. He's an asshole, dude. And he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. He's a liar and a thief, man. That ain't what you want.
But it's just interesting to hear someone like you, and then you come in this space and you're not. I don't get like me and you, we've been on the panel a few times together, and we've had our little back and forth here and there.
Yep.
But
I'm respectful.
Cool. Yeah, you're cool with me, and I'm a passionate woman, and that's why I told Misunderstood the other night, don't get triggered by the way I speak, because it's just how I speak. I'm not like this mean, evil person. I'm just very passionate about what I believe in and my opinions, and it's just the way that I am, my personality or whatever. But you're good with me, Trailer Hood. You cool.
Same here. Actually, the reason why I came onto this, I guess this platform, the Black First. I don't know what it's called, and to be honest with you, I've heard so many different names, but the Black YouTube sphere, whatever. I did it on purpose. I wanted to come over here. I wanted to learn.
So why is that? Do you have like a lot of experience with Black people, or you have not had any experience with Black people and you wanted the experience?
I've had enough that I know that the shit that they're trying to teach me in the media, tell me in the media, is a bunch of bullshit. But right. I've actually also learned a lot about Black culture that I didn't necessarily know. I've learned a lot about Black history that I didn't necessarily know. You know what I'm saying? And I've just learned a lot about people. And see, the main thing is I just wanted to start going around and getting people to understand that all people are just people.
Exactly.
Exactly. In all reality, that was the whole purpose of this. I wanted people just to fucking get along. We ain't got to like each other, but let's get on the same page about at least one thing, and that's we're all getting fucked right up the ass with no lube and a great big 6-foot-long fucking steel pipe.
Right, and the fact is that the majority of us, no matter what race we are struggling out here. You know what I mean? It's the 1% for a reason, and that is not the rest of us. Is the 99%, regardless of what color we are, what race, what culture, all of that. And everybody just wants the same thing. Black people just want to live. We want to make money. We want to take care of our children. We want to be happy. We want a good fucking decent life. And the media does a very bad job on us because it is in the government, in our society's interest, to keep us apart. It's the have and the have-nots, and it doesn't really have anything to do with culture, but they throw that race thing in. That's why I don't like Democrats, because they use the race card, and I hate saying the race card. I used to hate it, but the Democrats use it in order to make Black people emotional, because Black people, they know Black people are very emotional about race.
But you got to understand, verbal. Let me stop you there for a minute. You got to understand that most people, anybody, a human being, is going to be passionate about anything that personally hits their heart. That's why they use that. They do the same thing to the white community too, and the Mexican community, and every other community. They have hit us all with shit that touches our heart. That way, we think with our hearts and not our fucking heads. That's why we're in this position right now. Honestly, me personally. One of these days, this is what me and BMT talked about the first time I talked to him on the phone that I haven't done yet that I'm going to do. Is I want to get on here and I just want to actually really introduce myself to everybody, let everybody know where I came from, my background, all that shit. Because when I actually talk to people and when you find out what my background is, I think you're going to probably think some of it's kind of unbelievable that I went through all that shit. Seriously.
Hey guys, let me just cut in real quick. Because I'm gonna go ahead and get my closing costs and get out of here. BMT, first and foremost, appreciate you.
Kato, you're so cute. I need to get your number. What your number is?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just a flirt. I flirt with everybody. Women too. I want misunderstood number too. So I mean,
BMT, I appreciate you allowing me up on your panel. Nice to actually be able to come up and actually chat on the topic. Trailer Hood, nice to meet you. Verbal, as always. Nice to see you again. Misunderstood. Nice to see you. And Brush Speak, I've never seen you on the panel before, but nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, one of the things that's going on in our politics is that, we're getting away from following the actual policies, what our politicians are standing for, and we're starting to follow the people. I think right now a lot of people were all into Biden, all into Trump, and it's really not about the individual. It's about their policy, whatever that is that you agree with or disagree with. And I think we got to get back towards that. As far as the education, I know we were going through in the chat that a lot of people are really looking at student loan debts, medical debts. Basically, America as a corporation is built on confining us into those constraints to keep us in a position to be somewhat subservient to the government and to the loan company or to the financial institutions. And that's one thing that we all as, Americans have to get out of. Another thing that I really wanted to say on the immigration portion is that if we look at this as far as our checkbook, I think each and every one of us might have to, balance our checkbooks at home. If we only have $1,000 to spend, and if $1,000 is going to support 10 people, but if there's 100 people that show up, we're automatically going to be in the red. As a whole, as a country, that's one of the things that's been happening is that we're in the red constantly. If some of these corporations where people are coming here illegally, or if they start, supporting those people, housing them, paying for their health care, as they work for those jobs, they need to be doing that. But the corporations are the ones that are really getting away with, paying less taxes and passing this burden on to the middle class and the lower, socioeconomic status of people, right? So, that's where, all of our voices need to be heard at the ballot box, looking at the policies rather than the person. And I appreciate all of you. I got to get out of here. It's late, even though I'm on the West Coast. But, take care. I just wanted to say that. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right, man. Yeah, we're good.
Settle down, Kato. And go watch me play again, okay? Because I figured it out. I went through the whole Walking Dead on my own. And now it's going to be very interesting when I go through it again when I game on my channel, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, bye.
All
Okay.
right, Don. Okay, so we're definitely tomorrow I have quite a day. I'm supposed to be meeting up. I'm supposed to be having a show with Pro-Life as well as with Trailer Hood talking about the changes for our children, school, pro-life of the womb, or I guess what's going on is there are going to be some changes going on for women and children. So I'm definitely going to be having that conversation here. I'll probably say around 11. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I should put that shit off, or I don't know, or literally probably I don't know. I might pass it off to somebody else and just walk away from the panel. I've been doing that lately. I don't think that's a good habit that I've been doing that, but I just been doing that lately.
Stop.
It's just not me anymore. It's just not me. Yeah, I know. I should stop doing that. I really should stop doing that. But you know what? I just don't have that burning desire like I used to. Honestly, I'm kind of drained out. Like, honestly, I am really.
Dude, I don't want to do another abortion panel if that's what that is tomorrow. I just want to talk about the kids at the school. I really don't. I'm not down for that.
You don't want to go through. Oh.
No, I do not want to go through that shit again, dude. That shit gives me a headache.
Hey, BLT, you got a pro-life number? I gave you a number.
Hey, go ahead, Mo. Go ahead, Mo.
I gave you a pro-life number, man.
All I was trying to do is I just wanted parents to, if they weren't already aware, be aware of the potential mental strain that may be going on with their children with all the in and out of public schools and all the fear mongering going on with a bunch of young children and adolescent children that are very, very what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm trying to say.
You got it, brother. Like I said, I know. There's been a lot of stuff. A lot of children have been going hungry as of lately.
It ain't even that. It's that, but like yesterday, dude, I told you Monday when we found out that Mikey was going back to e-learning again. He ran in his bedroom when he found out, threw himself down on his bed and started pounding his bed. I mean, it affected a 5-year-old like that, So that's already a 5-year-old with mental strain like that because he can't go to school because, so it makes me wonder what other kind of things are they saying when I'm not around too, on top of it while he's there. What level of fear is he at over all this? Fear and pissed off.
Well, I can try to say like I said, I will see if I can when I go into that or go into that. Like
what the fuck's the thing whites do? What did I do wrong? What did I do to you, man?
What are you talking about, Trailer Hood?
What is
nothing? I ain't even gonna fucking bother with it, man.
Wait, what happened?
Don't worry about the chat. They say stuff about me too, and I don't give a two goddamns about it. No, I don't.
That's
so
not.
Don't even worry about
okay.
the chat. Don't worry about the chat, Trailer Hood.
But it's not okay to insult somebody just because of the color of their skin. He is right to say, "What did I do to you?" I would be just as upset.
No, I know what I did. I know what I did. I came and planted myself in a black space, and that's not right.
You know what about the civil rights movement? People need to chill. Seriously.
So here's the thing about why black people get upset about white people coming in black spaces. Black people get upset when white people come in black spaces and try to tell them how to think, how to talk, what to say, and try to push their own narrative from their own white perspective. If anybody knows me, I'm very honest and I will say what it is, regardless of whether people like it. And for me, and I'm very, very much, I love my people and I want the betterment of them. But I have not ever, not one time, heard Trailer Hood behave in that way. He and I have had a little bit of back and forth on a few panels, but he's never been disrespectful. He has never been, he's not some white guy who's like, I'm white and you got to listen to me and I'm going to tell you how you need to feel as black people. Like that is the actual problem. So y'all need to stop with that bullshit because truth be told, it goes back to Bacon's Rebellion on what and there were black people, there were black slaves, there were African slaves, and there were white indentured servants who raised up against the government from Bacon's Rebellion because it was the haves and the haves not. It wasn't even about race. It was about the poor and the rich. And what the elite needed to do was they needed to muddy that. They needed to, saturate it, and they made it about race. So then they gave the white indentured servants a feeling that because they were white, even though they were poor, even though they were basically in the same situation and just maybe a step above, that because they were white, it gave them some privilege. And therefore, now you have the poor people fighting each other because of race and not class, not social status, not money. So y'all need to understand history of what our government in America has done to us as a people. We all know the history. We know what it is. We understand white privilege. We understand racial oppression in this country. But not everyone who is white has that issue. There are some white people, and not just a tiny bit. There are more than what we think there are who understand that this is a really not a color thing. It is a have-nots and haves thing. So trailer hood. I personally I respect BMT. I've listened to him. I've been on the panels with him. I think he's very balanced. I don't think he's any type of weak man. I don't think he's a sim. I don't think any of that. So if he thinks that trailer park, I'm sorry. I keep saying trailer park.
Hey, I did used to live in one.
Trailer hood has value here. Then you need to respect that he knows what he's doing. And I'm gonna tell if Trailer Hood was up here acting damn fool, I would snatch him by his straight edges. I would do that. So y'all in the chat need to chill out because I got him. Okay, if he acts a damn fool, I got you. Believe that. But he's not doing anything. We're all just people.
You know
so
what?
Knock it off.
Trailer is like, I think that for people to come at someone, especially someone that's like spending their valuable time on a panel, all right, and for someone to insult the color of their skin, if you don't want anyone to insult the color of your skin, don't insult someone else, because unless you've done a DNA test, you really don't know what you have in you. And I know for a fact some of my best friends are white. Some of my best friends are black. It doesn't. Well, okay, I don't really have black friends so much, but it does. That's not the point. My point is this: I think there's something called respect, and there's a time and place for everything. And when somebody is sitting up here on a panel, you want to take a dig at a person that's not your race. You can't get mad when they do it back to you, and it's just not tasteful. I think that you have to have like. I'm not saying that Trailer Hood can't speak for himself, but what I am saying is I've spoken with him. He's been on my panel. He's been nothing but respectful, and I appreciate people that come in and want to learn about differences, because at the end of the day, we have different cultures, and sometimes it's just the things that we don't know that keeps us separate. So I just think at the bottom line, we need to be respectful of each other, and it's BMT's chat, and he invited him up, so chill.
So okay, so let me. All right, so looking at this, look.
It's no worries, man. I don't give a shit.
I had a listen.
Well, it's offensive to me though.
Well, so here's the thing about it, and we're just looking at the aspect. Listen, I let's recognize it.
I understand. Look, BMT. Check it out. It's like this.
Listen, I have gotten the emails about Trailer. So if
I know you have, you've been honest with me about it.
If you want me to address the elephant in the room, yes, I have gotten the emails. I have gotten the messages about Trailer and about having white men on the panel. I know how y'all feel about that. Trust that. I know. Hell, they even question my position over the channel now because of it. However, I am sure that I understand the direction of where this is going. And I promise you, if y'all would like for me to be removed from as the head of BMT, I will accept that.
Can't nobody remove the head of BMT. You are BMT. What are you talking about?
Actually, no. Actually, believe it or not, it's actually run by a multifaceted group of people. It's not really.
They don't fall under you.
Not anymore. We're gotten bigger. We gotten like the bigger you get, and after that, we actually there's it was started by me, Junior, Big Mo, Melissa, and two other men. And so now the others have stepped back, and I have started taking over more so the shares of the business, the radio, the podcasting, and everything. However, a lot of them are starting to, they're looking at the investment, and now that we have more key players, they're looking at is the brand of the message changing with different people coming on. I don't have a problem of the direction because it just means that hey, it's growth. I don't have a problem with that, but I am understanding that some people do not want. They don't want to see that. I definitely sat down with Trailer, I think a few months ago about this, that this was
when we first started. Yeah,
happen.
I mean,
so
look,
I knew that this would happen.
Look, B, like I told you, when we first talked, we knew that there was potential for this, and I understood that. But I'm not worried. And if they don't, if there's people that don't want me around, all I got to do is ask, and I won't come back. If if you told me, Brian, don't come, they don't like you, they really don't want you here. I think it'd be best, for the, the benefit of the channel, for you just to go and hang out over at Moe's or wherever. I'd do that out of respect. It doesn't bother me. I just want to respect people, and I just came here because I just wanted to share. My experience in life with people.
Well, here's the thing about it. Clever, I'm not sure if you noticed, it's not called Black Male Talk. It's been called Business Minded Talk for quite a while now. I'm not sure if I've even been noticing that. It hasn't been called Black Male Talk. I got rid of the brand of Black Male Talk long time ago and literally made it business, because literally I do business with everybody. It's just coming from that of a black male. I don't mind sitting down talking with women and with men, but I also have to be honest. A good portion of my contributors are not the men; they're the women.
And many men say I will dare to say all the men say that about the women, because women just support women. They say the black community is biggest consumers, but what they really mean are black women who spend money on what they like and what they want to hear and what they want to buy and what they want to do. It's black women who do it.
Now, as far as it goes for Trailer, and as far as it goes for Trailer, I have no problem as long as I'm still head and Mimi is still the manager. I have no problem with Trailer. I don't have no problem with Trailer. Yeah. I still do have times where I do talk with y'all. I take the black men and I go off in the corner and we do talk. We did that earlier this morning where I was talking specifically to you men. I did that. And then a whole swath of men came up on my panel. We were addressing the mommy issues and all the other shit going on. There were no white people up here. That was all black men. Okay? That was y'all. Wasn't y'all concerned? Screaming and hollering on my panel. Okay? I did another panel. The other panel that was between me and a multicultural woman. And the women, I let the women predominantly talk on the panel. Granted, a lot of people were saying, well, you know what? I don't agree with that. But guess what? It was a multicultural panel. Shout out to Miss Verbal. She did a really good take on that. Shout out to Miss Underwood. She did her own dialogue of that. I mean, like I said, I moved how I choose to move in these spaces now. But honestly, let's just be for real. If that's the case, y'all talking about this space, then how do y'all address the manosphere? Predominantly, the biggest influencer is a woman.
Boom.
So
exactly.
So before
exactly.
no, I just want y'all to understand. This right here, the $1.9 trillion stimulus money, has nothing generally to do with black males. This is more so of a people clairvoyancy. Whereas to us here as the people, if you just had Don Cato up here, you just had Real Deal was up here, Brother Speak. No, you're good, Clever. We were all talking. The Miss Underwood, Miss Understood was up here. Verbal came up here, and so did Trailer. Technically, I was supposed to call Trailer. I was supposed to call him first because he said, "Hey, are you doing a panel tonight?" And I said, "Yes, I will. I just don't know the time, but he said he'll be awake anytime and to be ready." The thing about it is, the manosphere was not created by black men. It was created by other races of men and other people with ideologies. I'm not even manosphere. Technically, I'm not. I'm just in this space that conglomerates around other people. I'm more so of a taboo. You know what I'm saying? I talk with Mo. I talk with Kelly. I talk with a whole various group of people. You know what I'm saying? I shout out to Miss Trailer Hood. She came through and she did an amazing job on the panel. I will be doing another all-female panel.
That one got mad views too, dude.
On that. So we will be doing another female panel. I am giving y'all the content that y'all deserve.
Yeah.
And only I know that I can possibly be able to do it. But it won't be, I'm not going to just do an echo chamber of just circle jerking around a bunch of dudes anymore. I don't care to do that anymore.
Yes.
According to the Freak Count, man, they love the girl panel.
What's an
there
echo
is nothing
chamber?
wrong.
What does that mean?
Huh?
What's an echo chamber?
Okay, so an echo chamber is where you put people on a panel or in a group.
Hello.
Nobody has their own thought process. Whatever somebody says, everybody just agrees and goes along with it.
Hive mind, like the board.
It's a hive mind. Hive mind panels are boring as fuck. They're stale.
Yeah.
Versus I would rather sit on a panel with Books for Moses, and whether I agree or disagree with Moses, I know we'll have a back and forth dialogue. I would rather sit on a panel with Misunderstood. We may not agree on everything, but we'll have to talk. Okay, so all the people do is reinforce their already existing beliefs. Yeah, actually, let's be for real. A lot of these spaces are becoming hive-minded. How do you know that? You can't say that you're going to battle for men's rights, but not be willing to talk to the other groups. You can't be willing to say that. You know what I'm saying? You can't be willing to say, "Hey, I want to talk about reparations," but not think you ain't gonna have to talk to white people. You can't say that you want to talk about advocacy for the home, but don't think you're not gonna have to talk to women. You can't say y'all want to talk about SYSBM, but don't think you're not going to talk to women of other races and cultures. Same thing for the divestment pill. If anything, listen, as men, rather than us being comfortable with being in our own little mud huts, we should be going out there and talking with other men and women all over to spread our belief and our message. And if it sticks, it sticks. If it don't, it don't. I don't have a problem. See, I understand my power. So, again, I can go to all white panels and sit amongst them and still be a chief.
Lucky you, because I sure as fuck can.
You know, I can trust and believe.
Dude, they're about as boring as white people's food.
I don't know what them white dudes like about me, man, but they sure do like calling me to their panels, man. I gotta start putting some distance. I don't eat coleslaw.
That was my pretty much my question. Because it's a lot different. And I go to a white panel. If let's say there's a black person there, they are I have never seen anything but engaging, wanting to give you the floor for whatever reason. Okay. And it's just funny to me how you would think when you come to a different panel, like they call it the quote unquote black sector, the manosphere, whatever. None of these places actually technically exist. This is YouTube. It's a huge platform. There's not like certain areas you can go into. But it's weird to me when you would think that people live in segregation, which I'm cool with. If that's what you want, I say let people have it. I have no problem with it. I don't want that, but if you want it, more power to you. But I'm just curious why it's such a problem.
Well, in an ideal mindset, listen. First of all, listen. I have no problem, and I've said this before. I don't have a problem being a separatist. I don't have a problem. If it's up to me, I will take my women, and I will take my children, and I will go up. Y'all done heard me say that. I said, listen, come on, verbal, let's go. Get your ass in the car, go pack the kids up. Time to go.
I'm going.
But
really, you gonna leave Cali? I mean, California.
I'm going. I'm going. Yes, I'm going.
Now, here's the thing about it. When it comes to talking about ADOS, that is an in-house conversation. Y'all understand? Like, that's an in-house conversation for the in-house, okay? But if it comes to talking about politics, business, policies, money, job, work ethic, different other stuff, lifestyle, that's kind of a free-floating type of dialogue that anyone can step into, that we need to have the conversation. I always hear the talking points that, well, this group or that group or white women do it better, or if this group and that. But now here we have it, where we have all the groups that are now coming through, and they're saying, "Yo, it's not sweet like you think it is."
Right.
Like these talking points. So we need to have these conversations, so that way people can literally say, like, me and Triller talk about that goddamn child support and all kind of shit and all these damn things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all say that women don't want a man in the home. Goddamn, me and goddamn verbal don't talk about it. Well, guess what? There aren't no housewives. Shit. There's one on here right now. Brother Speak is advocacy for goddamn men. Kelly doggone talks about doggone her art of submission for her man and how she likes being able to provide for him. I don't know. I try to grab y'all everything y'all can that y'all feel, but we understand that. Listen, everybody's not going to be happy. Not all the time. Not all the time.
Now, I think of what it is. A lot of these people on these groups, they're afraid to go talk to these other races of men because a lot of their ideas wouldn't hold water. I mean, it works great in certain sectors. I mean, it works, but when you talk to other races of men, they're gonna be looking at you like, "Are you insane? This is not. This not that what you think that the women that you claim to think are better than your women. No, they're not what you think it is. No, we don't live kind of the way that you like the media makes it up to be. Everybody, their ideas are going to get shattered, and so and I think a lot of people get afraid of that. You see how emotional when some people when somebody really challenge their ideas around here. But you think you killed their mom and raped their sister or something like that. They just be going all crazy, you know. But yeah, again, it's like there's certain topics that are black only, and I wouldn't expect a white person to come into it and talk about it. It's like dealing with relations between black men and black women. Yeah, I wouldn't want a white person to come tell me how to deal with my woman because the dynamics are a little different. But when you're talking about like business, home ownership, something like that, that is universal. Everybody wants that. You know, listening to a different race of men, how they go about it, you might learn some tips. You might could learn something to apply it to your situation. So this whole thing about keep the whites out, a lot of those guys, women that say that, they ain't doing shit for no black people. They're not. They not really race first. That's why I don't even buy some of that race loyalty bullshit. I don't buy it. I think it's something to say because they're afraid of talking to other races of people. That's just how I feel about it.
I'm just
No, I get that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nancy.
no. Go ahead, Kelly. I
No,
know you're a heavy supporter of a lot of black channels. I don't think people even know you be sitting in the clouds.
oh yeah, absolutely. And it's not what people think it is. First of all, number one, the grass is not greener on the other side, and I'll say that all day. When men try to portray that they're going to go to a different race and white women and Asian bullshit. Okay, women are women. Period. Of course, we're not gonna have everything aligned the same in every area, but you're still gonna get what you get with a woman. Yes, we do get crazy. It's potential for you to get stabbed. It is potential for you to get a nice meal and good sex. All the things are potential with every single woman. It doesn't change. I hate that narrative, first of all. Second of all, I've spent many, many years out of my life trying to help people. Okay. And it's frustrating for me to think that, so many people want to give such harsh pushback and why are you doing that? And, like there's an agenda to it. Can it just be because I want to help? Can it just be a solid concern for the community? I've lived in my same community since 2005. I just don't understand why people want to have pushback to that. Like, I don't want kudos from anybody. I just want to be able to do what I do and without people on my ass about it. That's it. There's no hidden agenda. There's no, yes, the black culture is intriguing. The music, the food, yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the only one that feels like this. I'm sure there's other cultures that feel the same way. So I guess the main thing is that I just want people to know that when I come in with trying to be genuine and there's no agenda to it. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, mute up there. I think you got bad feedback.
Do I?
I think so. Yeah.
Sway, what's up, girl?
Hold on.
Go ahead, white woman. Sway.
Yeah.
I'm just Celeste is here. She's put me in timeout. I can't finish my thought.
I'm just saying that when you all think about it,
What?
but the way that y'all say that it is,
While you know she's probably sitting there in some dominatrix outfit with her husband.
That's right. Exactly.
Y'all are so silly. I'm not about to play with y'all. But no, like you know what? I don't think it's an issue with no whites coming into black spaces. You know, I think that some people they just kind of feel like they need to have their own. And I think that's cool because you know, there are spaces that are just like black only, you
Right.
know? And I think that that's okay because
It
for
is
so
okay.
long it's been, you know, it's just kind of been like a black space was always it always had like a lesser quality because of, you know, the whole, you know, Jim Crow and all that stuff. But I mean, yeah, I mean, Brian's cool. I don't think, and that's the funny thing, because clever Kev, he was like, Brian's trying to be a white savior, and I'm like, this dude ain't saving nothing. Like he here for the English.
True the Hood can't save me from a damn thing. You understand me? Like Trey the Hood needs me to save him. So I'm not. It's not even. Well, I do. You need saving, buddy, and I'm here for you because verbal spreads love. So I'm here for you.
You're silly.
Verbal, you gotta catch him in the morning. Trailer Hood be he be roasting us.
I am silly.
And I'm not going to say I don't bring on half of the shit myself. I mean, look, I'm mouthy myself. I don't care.
You are mouthy.
I am mouthy.
You're very mouthy.
But I'm very direct also and concise, and I don't fucking beat around the bush, and I'm consistent with how I am and who I am.
I think.
But I mean, I don't want us to make clever Kev feel a certain way because here's my thing. Like listen, I love my people, and my people for me are first to me. That's just because I am my people. So clever Kev, I think we get your feeling, we get it, and there's a reason for that. There's a history for that. And so we understand it. But I think for us to move past this, because we have to understand that most of this stuff is propaganda, which is to keep all of us apart. Because if we band together, like I was saying, the have and the have-nots, if the have-nots band together regardless of race, the haves will be in trouble, and they know that. So it is a game they are playing with all of us. And that's why the media persists in keeping race on the forefront. So you have to understand the game they're playing with you. And that's why I don't like Democrats. That's why I stopped with them completely, because they pull the race card consistently, and it is only to trigger you and to get you mad and to make you stop thinking, to keep you from analyzing and hearing. And I have a problem with that.
You're right about that, and it's here. I want y'all to understand this. Kev and me, we go back. You know what I'm saying? And hell, we even have a show where we talk about gaming and anime and comics. And even in talking about it, listen, I get it. I really do. I get it. You know what I'm saying? This is why I definitely set up this show. And I know sometimes even I'm an outlier. But I also wanted to make sure that the conversations I'm definitely trying to evolve. Like my channel not I definitely want to make sure there's a place where people can say, you know what, I don't know how to talk or get to communicate with black people, like, or literally get to understand them. Like, not on no apologetic shit, but just actually, I just want to just talk with them and actually get a feel of what can we talk about.
No, just have a talk.
And
period.
just have a talk.
I mean, that's something that I've heard most of my adult life, is there's a talk. We need that, the talk that needs to be had. Well, my thoughts were is if nobody was going to actually take that step forward to have that talk, then fuck it, I will. I know what I'm walking into. But
you talk a lot too.
But it's worth it, to at least have that talk. If I'm out there having a talk and trying to, bridge some gap or break some barrier, then maybe more people will start doing it. But it's got to start with at least one.
Yeah, you need your own damn channel, man.
Hey,
You
Topaz.
have to be the front and center man, Trailer.
I
No, I
would
don't.
definitely go to your channel trailer and I would troll the hell out of you.
I'd be all right with that, man.
Oh, I
Because then
troll
I
him
could,
all the
because then I
time.
could throw your ass in the back room.
No, you better give me a wrench. And when I come to your channel, I'm gonna run that shit. Do you understand me, trailer?
The reason why I don't have it, I do this. You can tell SBMT, man. I told him right from the beginning, I ain't doing this for money. I'm just doing what I'm doing because I feel it's the right thing to do.
Like I said, like now again, listen. So I wasn't gonna come out with this. But I am getting sicker. I am getting more sick. I'm not getting better. My health is not getting better. So I'm at peace in what I'm doing now. Like I figured out what else can I do, and I want to do something that I love. So I'm like, well, I'm getting sick, and I'm tired. I really am. And so if I don't get the surgery I'm supposed to get this year, then fuck it. Then I said, well, I want to leave a time capsule of something that I at least did something right for
You're
me to at least
scaring me. You're scaring me, BMT. What are you talking about?
So no, just let me finish. So I at least want to do something right for just to say I did something. So I said, you know what the hell? What if I make a time capsule? Because I wanted to find a way to actually leave behind something, so that way my people would have something of me that I did do something.
I don't
So
like this conversation.
so I mean, no offense. Like what was the odds that around the same time I would need the procedure, COVID would hit, and the same guy I did need would die? Like, if life is not a karmic bastard, she is. So I literally am like, you know what? Fuck it.
Are you trying to tell us that you're gonna die? I mean, is that what you're doing?
You gotta go outside the VA. I'll help you. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like what's going on? What we gotta do? Just tell us what we gotta do.
No, it's not about what. Listen. I am already in peace. I am very much at peace with everything. Like I've been done attuned myself to everything. Like I've been actually, we talked about this on other episodes long ago. So some people who actually know me already. We already had this conversation. We've already had this conversation, and I've already been training up and
What are you doing?
teaching, having other people who are building up their channels.
Where's your phone?
Because they're going to take. They
I thought
probably.
you said he didn't.
So they might just take the channel. So
Huh?
they might take the
I'm
channel.
upset. I'm upset. You're upsetting me. I don't
BMT,
understand
I
what's
get
going on right now. And I mean, like, what are you saying? Because for me, listen, I've
Right.
had a lot. I've had a lot of grieving going on. I've had to lose a lot of
It's not.
people.
Wait. It's not a grieving thing. It's not a grieving thing. Like, it's not that. Like, listen, nobody says I'm going to die. Like, who knows? Like, there's always a chance. There's always a chance. Always a chance. I'm not sad. I'm not miserable.
I'm getting
I'm not
upset.
in a bad spot.
You gotta remember, tomorrow's not promised to anybody.
Like, I'm good. Like, I'm
BMT,
good.
but a lot of people say they're dying, then they don't actually die. Are you gonna have a sad and not die though? Because I don't. It's not that I want you to die. I don't. But
it sounds like
wait.
you do.
Okay, that came out fucked up. Wait,
it's like, are you gonna die or not?
I got my lights on again, and I'm so excited because I have lights now. So I said it. I was in the dark all day BMT, I'm just saying, if you're gonna die,
Oh,
I want to know.
California is ghetto.
I just said that wrong. Never
Thank you,
mind.
Miss
BMT,
Understood.
you're not
Thank you,
going
Miss.
anywhere.
Thank
Yeah, like, why are you doing? Why are you? What's going on? Why are you trolling right now? Like, you don't like. You can't say the things that you're saying
There
to
wasn't
people on the panel and not know their history.
there wasn't a trolling.
Because that's like hurtful.
It really is. No, it is.
There wasn't. Like, do y'all hear me laughing? Do you hear me telling a joke? Do you hear me?
No, I don't hear a
Do you hear
joke.
me being
No,
cynical?
it sounds like someone's trying to have like a real sincere conversation with you.
I am exactly like
exactly, and I'm
it's
trying
like,
to, and I want, and he is trying to have us, and I'm asking sincerely what's going on.
I am actually trying to be holistically real. It's just that y'all are trying to put it in your interpretation.
No, we just want you to say what it is. Prepare us if we need to be prepared.
I am prepared. Listen, okay. I'm literally
BMT, something really sad happened to me with some. Let me tell you something, and this is gonna sound fucked up, but hear me out.
They're not getting it, brother.
BMT, look,
I
I told
get
somebody
it.
to
I
go to
get it,
hell once,
BMT.
and guess what happened? They died like the next day. So I just want to know if you're dying. Like, I want to know for real. So I don't say anything like that.
Girl, anybody could die at any day. Like,
But
at
if
any
he knows
moment.
that he's dying, I just feel that it's responsible to tell us instead of having us mourn after the fact. Like, we could be
He's
sorry
mourning
now.
right now because he's watching his country and all of his countrymen die right around him, man. If you think about it, we all are.
Wait,
We're
where did
all
he go? BMT, get back here.
He probably just got dropped because he's on his phone. Happens all the
Yeah, and
time.
I actually think it's better to be emotionally prepared and to mourn.
Right.
before
So,
it actually
Taylor, you're
happens.
talking to the majority of the panel right now are women. We're very emotional. When we hear a man talk about his health and we hear a man talk about he's prepared and all that, our antennas go up. So just pipe down and let us have our feeling about what he's saying. We're not trying, we just want to know, is there a situation? Because if there's a situation and there is something that we need to know, because we have become attached to him, we care for him, or if there's something that we might be able to do, then he needs to let us know that. Okay? So I need you to pipe down with that. Because we want to know what's going on.
Okay, listen.
Listen, I'm a widow.
I know.
I'm a widow. Y'all don't know that I'm a widow.
Verbal.
All right?
Verbal. I
don't play like that.
I get verbal. I get you.
We all should be preparing.
I've had this conversation with Melissa a long time ago. I've knew my life got shortened a long time ago. Before I even when I've been done was told that by the doctor. I've been done with told that. It wasn't even like I've been through this. That's why there's some days I have bad days where I have headaches. Some days where I can't get up. Some days I just don't. I'm always in pain. I'm always in pain. Like literally, my body shut off already before. Just that, I just know like my tolerance of pain is way up there now. Like I'm not even sad at it. I'm just now. I'm just in my moment. Like I'm in my moment. Like you got like so when I'm telling men you got to get over it. You're gonna have to just find a way because you still have your time and your chance. I'm at peace. Like I want to make sure what I leave behind for my babies. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why my kids come up to my bedroom. They come to check and see like, hey, that dude's still kicking. Like, that's why they check them. You know? I don't sleep like that. I'm at peace with myself. Like I was angry at God, but I'm no longer angry. I'm just like, you know what? It was.
So are you saying that you have a terminal illness? Is that what you're saying?
Well, the damage that I was given into my brain
Plus, also, I took a lot of internal damage overseas. I've talked about this on panels with other veterans. Some people who come back from war don't always come back internally always intact. I knew about this. I'm happy that I'm doing good. I think I'm doing pretty damn good.
If Mo was here, he would say, "Speak life, brother. Don't speak life."
Well, no, and I hear you with that. I am living life. I am doing it. I'm not scared. That's why I'm pushing hard with Trailer. I'm not scared. That's why I treat Celeste like my little baby. I always embrace Kelly, my sister. I treat Verbal like my spiritual wife. I rock hard with Brother Speak. Trailer is like my brother. I treat a lot of y'all close. Nicole, come back. Listen, don't go off and cry, baby. Like, I'm telling y'all this because I'm at peace. Like, it's not the end. It's just one life, not the end. Like, when I tell people, like, y'all need to get your heads out your ass, like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of it. I'm at peace. Like, I done sat down with my mom. She said, "Is your soul right?" That's the only thing she can tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew about this stuff. Like, I am going to my appointments. I am getting my mental health. Listen, I've already had my contemplation of suicide, and I'm still sticking to it. I try to be healthy. I do everything I can. I'm already fighting this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm living.
Bask in your moment, brother.
Exactly. Just like you own the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not scared. Not scared about it, but it's just that I'm realistic about it. So I'm gonna love, and I'm gonna live my life, and I'm gonna meet beautiful people. I may one day just go to California and just go, kick a week with goddamn Verbal. I might go up north and and I'm planning on. I've actually took, like, I think what I got to do, I left. Me and Melissa split, and I just traveled U.S.
If you can handle snow, you're always welcome here.
And I've never, Kelly, yes, I've never told any ma'am, you're always welcome to come hang with me.
Well, I'm scared to come hang with you, Verbal.
I'm not talking to you, Trailer.
Yeah, Verbal, he ain't even invited me to come hang.
I'm saying that the thing about it is, it's like originally when I found out my news, I wanted to go off and die alone. Like, I had a nice place. I was doing coke. I was just drinking, and I was like, well, I'm gonna just live out the rest of my years. I just want to die alone. But then after that, I said, you know what? Damn, I still got kids. And I said, well, shit, still got other things to do. And I talked to Melissa about it, and she said, come live out the rest of your life how you see. And that's what I'm doing. So I started up the channel. I started doing stuff. And I started meeting people more and more. And it grew and it grew and it grew. And now we have companies and different other things going, and different other people are now growing the channel and other things like that. And I even have some days where I let Trailer run it. Trailer has already run BMP. I've had Mo and Kelly have run BMP. Like, different people have been the voice for Business Minded Talk. I might have a day where I might say, you know what, I'm tired, Verbal, can you run it for me, dear? Like, go ahead.
Absolutely. I will be there.
Celeste, what did I talk to you about in the back chat? What did I say? Could you take over one of the channels for me?
Yeah.
I did. Like, I'm very forward thinking about a lot of these things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not that so much I'm worried. Hell, I even talked to Clever Kev about doing a comic book thing. Like I know, trustably, I know I will hear Mo later on. I will hear from Mo later on about this. But it's the thing about it that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't mind openly probably talking about it, because like I said, it's just that just live your life. You live your life to your fullest.
Yeah, did you realize that if you sign out of StreamYard and then have to come back in that code, if you give it to somebody, they can actually bring people in and out.
So I signed out, but
Yeah.
so they can actually take over the piano.
Correct.
We're gonna have that day where me and you like off screen, like I'm gonna hit you up on Messenger.
Okay.
And you show me how to do that. But like I said, I mean, the thing about it is I'm trying to get it to where BMT vocally, because everybody else on BMT, believe it or not, now I got them to where now they're all starting to start their own thing. So the majority of the big six, I'm like, listen, why don't y'all focus on building families? And they are. And believe it or not, everybody's already done babied up and out there and making kids and families and working. I'm pretty much the one that still turns on the lights and then turns it off. So now I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, I think this is more than what I need. I need to go find other people to possibly do it. But I have to find people that are trustworthy, that actually give a fuck. Now, if you're on here for social media, goddamn fame and fortune, I'm not going to give you the keys to the goddamn battleship. The fuck?
Right.
That because you're just here for just goddamn clout. Take that to your goddamn channel, do you? But if you're really actually about doing something, I don't mind actually. Well, speak. You got one thing up here, now you got another thing. I don't mind actually. What I'm saying, like having it to where I'm not worried about Triller up here. Like I know, I tell Triller, hey, go start your own channel, but he's like, nah, I'm good here.
Taylor should. He's got a personality. I will definitely control him, and it will be great. Trailer, I could be your co-host. I could be your co-host.
I told Trailer the thing.
Yeah, but BMT, you're making me really sad, man. Listen, I have experienced, and it's probably part of the reason why I am so passionate and strong on the things that I say, because I have experienced a massive amount of loss in particularly Black men in my life who I loved, who loved me. Since I was 6 years old, my father died when I was 6, and that was it. Then I kind of felt like I became like the protector of my mother and my sister. And then after that, other deaths. All of the men that I've really loved, who loved me, who nurtured me, who cared for me, they died. They died. My husband, who was the most amazing man I've ever met in my life, suddenly died a week after he turned 30 years old. So when we're talking, and then 4 years after that, my very best male friend who helped me to grow as a woman, who helped me to see my worth, who was the only person who was able to make me laugh through my tears and my pain. I mean, I'd literally be crying about something with him, just so upset and hurt. And he would say something so funny that I would be crying. I would be laughing through my tears. And then all of a sudden, at 43 years old, he all of a sudden gets brain cancer. He lived a healthy life. He was a good man. He had a family. He had 2 little girls, a wife who was pregnant. I mean, he was like the epitome of what any Black woman will want a Black man to be. and he was my best friend. And he loved me unconditionally, and he was able to point out to me the ways that I was wrong and the ways that I was right. This man is a Black man that I feel saved me from myself. And then all of a sudden, one day he tells me he has terminal brain cancer. And literally a year from the day he told me that, he's gone. He went so fast. And so for me, it was almost been like a curse in my mind that every Black man that I have loved who has loved me has left. Not because they left me, because they left through death. So talking about this subject, and I don't know you personally or what have you, but I feel your energy, I feel your spirit, and that's what I connect to. And it's triggering for me. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this is great. This is not a great conversation. This is a heavy conversation. And it's okay for you to have it and for us to have it. But you have to understand how it affects the people who actually care about you and are starting to care about you. You know what I mean? And it's like,
you're right about that.
I'm confused right now because I'm not sure what's going on.
You're right. You're right about that. Like, there's a reason why a lot of men, most of the time, when men get sick, they mostly don't tell their family and loved ones.
Nope.
They just keep it inside and fade away silently. It's not something that a lot of us. There's a reason why. Well, go to the doctor. There's a reason why a lot of wives and girlfriends and mothers and sisters or whatever women they push men to go to practice. It's no secret. Men are not the best at going to the doctor.
I don't go, period. All doctors do is give you bad news.
Like,
yeah, that's men in general. They like to say it's only Black men, but it's actually just men in general. They just don't. Y'all just don't like to go to the doctor.
Yeah, right. So that's why I said that it's just a thing. It just the thing about it is, I am at a point in my life. Like, I didn't say I'm. Listen, I don't know. Like, I've already done beat death twice. If I win again, I win again. If I strike out, I strike out. And I've been shot, stabbed, blown up. Listen, they done tore my ass up all through, up and down this country, in the world. So if I make it, I make it. But I'm not sad. Like, I'm doing good. I'm pretty successful, and this is a good hobby. And I make a little change, I guess.
I'm glad I can be part of your hobby.
You are my hobby. You are my hobby. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, I'm fine. I probably want 2 more kids. Right?
BMT, who told you were dying? Did somebody say that you're dying?
The hospital told me I was dying.
Did you say that? What did you just say? Say that one more time.
The hospital told me I was dying.
Who told you that you were dying, BMT?
The doctors told me I was dying. Is that any easier for you? When they sit you down, they sit you down and they say, hey, there's no easier way to say this, but, let me just give you the cut blank, like, if you do these certain things, you'll live longer. They'll tell you what you do to keep it going. And they'll say, hey, we can get these things done. We can keep it going longer. We can keep it going. Like, I've been playing the game and I've been going longer.
Hey, brother, I just want to say I'm happy that you're at peace. Makes me feel good that you're at peace with life, for real, and with your life. Seriously.
That's
the thing is what you're doing is helping others to learn how to come to peace with their life as well. And that's commendable, brother.
I mean, like I said,
I'm with you. That's nice.
Just think about it.
I know people be like, what do you mean that's nice? It's comforting to know that he's okay with it. If he's comfortable with it, that makes me feel better,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like it, but
You know,
I told you about my mom BMT and with me sitting there with her. You know, she wasn't you could tell she wasn't at peace. She was scared that whole day. You know what I mean? And that was hard to be there, sitting there holding my mom all night long, knowing that I was going to lose her, and her scared that she was leaving. You know, that made it a little harder.
You know what I've been doing lately? And I'm going to sound weird, but I've been having a lot of talks with my grandma lately. I've just been talking to her lately.
Your grandma?
Yeah.
That ain't weird.
She's been dead. She's been dead for about at least 15 years.
That ain't weird.
Still not weird.
It's still not weird.
I'm glad I'm not weird yet.
Not at all.
Nope.
We've been having a lot of conversations. Like, she's been talking to me. So I said, maybe we'll sit down and have another time.
Because I don't know about y'all. It took me a minute, but I believe in an afterlife now. Do y'all believe in an afterlife?
Absolutely.
I do.
I know there's an afterlife.
Yeah, I totally believe in an afterlife now.
So do I.
So when you say you know, tell me. I mean, I believe in it, but when you say you know, tell me why you know.
Because
Please.
my mom still comes and visits me when I need it.
Okay.
And I'm not bullshitting. My mom has come and visited me. It might be in my dreams, and it's only been a few times, but she still comes and talks to me when I need her.
Okay.
I know exactly what he's talking about, trailerhood, because when my husband died, I was so, oh God, y'all don't even know. I could barely walk. My whole body hurt. I did not want to live, and I had children that I still had to live for, but I didn't know how to do it. I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. But he kept coming to me in my dreams. And I remember one of the last dreams that I remember when I stopped dreaming of him consistently was when he came to me and I was at my grandmother's house. We were always meeting at my grandmother's house for some reason. And he never actually went there, but I remember him sitting next to me on the bed, and he said to me, I told him I was crying because I knew he was dead. However, he was there in my face, all sitting on the bed with me, but he was dead, but talking to me. And I said, you know, you're my best friend. You know, when I was crying because I knew that he was gone. And then he said, you're my best friend too. And then he said to me, but I'm gone. And you have to let me go. You have to move on. He told me that in my dream, and I will never forget it.
Did you feel when you woke up after that, did you feel like refreshed at all? Did that kind of change your aspect?
I felt a sense of peace.
Okay.
I felt a sense of peace and that is why that is the dream and I had many dreams, but that is the dream that most stands out to me because it was so real and it really truly felt like a message from him. And I come from a background that does not believe in the afterlife. They believe when you're dead, you just die and there's nothing and you're just dead and that's it, you cease to exist. And that's what I grew up with. But having that experience that was so close to me, and feeling him in my life, like I was so hurt, but I felt his presence, and it was like he did not leave me until he felt that I was okay, that I could carry on, that I could get through it. So he kept coming to me in my dreams. I would feel him. I remember one day just sitting outside and all of a sudden, all of a sudden felt the sun was just shining so bright in my face, and the wind blew, and it wasn't windy that day, and I felt this immense sense of peace and gratitude and happiness, and I remember it so clearly because I knew that it was him. I remember eating tacos at my mother-in-law's house, and y'all might think this is crazy. When Black people make tacos, they can be kind of greasy, right? That's how we like our tacos. And I remember looking at the plate. It was a white plate, and in the taco grease that came, that dripped from the taco, there was a heart. And I was speaking to the two favorite people in his family, his mother and one of his aunts, who I am also the closest to. And it made a perfect heart, and we were talking about him. And it was a perfect heart on my plate. I also remember his cell phone ringing. The cell phone, and back then he had a prepaid cell phone. It was prepaid was the thing, and that cell phone had no minutes. It was dead. The battery, it had not been charged, you guys. This was a dead phone, and I was sitting in my living room, and the phone was still it was like on the bar, and the phone rang, and I looked at that phone, and I didn't see a missed call or anything like that, but that phone rang. Our 2-year-old daughter came to me the day after his funeral, and I was sitting on the couch, and I was in a zombie mode, just staring, because I was really messed up, y'all. I really was.
30 is so young. I that would have blown my mind. I can't imagine.
She was 2, and I was sitting there, and she had, her older sibling was making some hot dogs. She came to me, my 2-year-old. She came to me, and she was like, "Mommy, you want a hot dog? You hungry?" I just shook my head, "No, baby." I was just completely zombied out. And then after maybe about 10 minutes passed, and this little 2-year-old girl walked over to me. I had said nothing. I hadn't cried. I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting on the couch, staring off into space. And this 2-year-old walked over to me and put her little tiny 2-year-old hand underneath my chin and lifted it up. And she said, "Mommy, everything's going to be okay, okay? Daddy loved you. Daddy loved you, Mommy, okay? Daddy loved you." And it was like she had gotten a message that she needed to tell me at that moment. And this was 13 years ago, and I still remember it. This is how profound. So when people are saying there's no life after death, it's I don't believe that anymore, because that man did not leave me until he knew I was okay.
Right.
That's real right there too.
Wow.
It made me think of Ghost. I don't know if you guys seen that movie, but it that sparked in my head like, wow, that's
when you made that comment about your daughter, my son, when my mom passed away, it was the first Christmas, because my mom passed away in September. It was like it would have been September, October. 2 more months and it would have been her birthday. She was a year away from turning 60. And so Christmas was really close that year. And that year I didn't, I just wasn't with it. All the kids were in with the wife at the Christmas tree, and they were opening presents, and I sat in the room by myself, because Mom wasn't there, and she was always at my house every day for Christmas to watch the grandkids open up gifts. And Mikey came in and gave me a present. It was something that he had drawn for me, and he said the second thing to me, in a sense that your daughter said to you, just looked at me and said, "Daddy, it's going to be okay. She's in a better place." He was 2 years old. Yeah. And what's crazy is he don't even remember her now.
Wow.
My daughter doesn't remember her father. She only knows him from pictures because she was only 2. I did my best, but she was only 2. They don't remember at that age.
Yeah.
I get you, Trailer Hood.
The wildest thing that happened to me was the following Christmas. All I wanted to hear, because I had heard my mom's voice in, a year and a few months, man, and I kept telling my wife, the only thing I would love more than anything for Christmas is just to get to hear my mom say "I love you" and feel her put her arms around me. 3 days before Christmas, I was digging around in the closet and I found an old digital camera that I bought my mom for Christmas one year. But she had loaned it to me and my wife when we went on our honeymoon, and I apparently forgot to give it back to her. So I was going through that camera, and lo and behold, I shit you not, there was a video of my mom in there sitting there talking to her sister. So.
Wow. That's what I'm saying. It definitely goes on, and there are just some things about life that we don't know. We don't understand. But I can't believe that this is it. Because if this is all there is, what is really the point That's how I see it. I know it goes on, and I know that they stay with us until we're good, you know, and then they go on to live something that's better than what we have right here, right now. This is just a stepping stone, you know, and it hurts us, but they do go on to be in peace.
I'm glad my mom ain't here no more, because the world we live in now, my mom would be so fucking scared.
Yeah, I agree with you. My mother was not, when this COVID hit. She was even scared of when the CNA was coming over, because she was very worried about catching that before she passed. I mean, she did pass, but it wasn't because of COVID. And the and the thing of it is, I had like a full dream and everything that my mother was still here, and that was back in November. Now this was like months after she passed. Like it was like we were like back at the apartment, just talking and everything. So it was just it was kind of disturbing. But yeah, that was one of the things when I was worried about, because I work in a prison and the COVID hit. And one of the things I was very worried about if I bring that home. So I would, like, every time I come back from work, I will wash those clothes and everything just to make sure she wouldn't get it, because I knew she got it, was over. So, and so, but for DMT, yeah, I've been listening, and I'm glad you do have peace. I remember the last conversation I had with my mother before she passed. She just knew. She knew that she was done. So she just wanted to make sure that, all the paperwork was done, how I was going to be, and I didn't really want to have that. I didn't want to have that conversation,
Right.
but it needed to be had, because she knew. She knew she was going. The doctors were telling her, and she that month before she passed, she knew. And that last conversation, I went to work that day. That was the last time I saw her. And then because she went to the hospital, and then there wasn't that's the last time I spoke to her. I'll put it that way. I did see her again, but that's when she was in the hospital. But she couldn't talk, so yeah. So that was a hard thing to kind of accept. And one of my cousins, she was taking care of her, but once she went in that hospice, she wouldn't go. She couldn't stand to see her like that. She didn't even go to my mother's service because of that. It was hard for her to deal with. But I was okay with it, because I was like, she's not suffering no more. She's gone to a better life. Now, as far as me believing in the afterlife, I can't say that it can't exist, because there's a lot of strange things that's happened where I worked, and just like I said, I had that full dream with my mother. Like, we were actually back at the apartment, and she was actually alive. So for me to say that it doesn't exist, I can't really say that.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what? Hearing all this stuff being brought up, it means even that much more that you talk my stupid ass out of trying to go to DC and act like a stupid ass and get arrested.
You want to go and make sure Trump gets in?
For real,
man.
If it wasn't for you talking to me and getting me to realize that I was acting like a moron and not putting my family first, I'd probably be sitting in jail right now, and you'd be talking to everybody about how that dumbass trailer hood, if you would have just did what the fuck I said and listened instead of arguing with me. Thanks, man.
Listen, like I said, I'm not giving up. I made it this point.
I know you ain't.
No, you know, and I mean, I think, I love y'all. I do love you. It's just that sometimes, you let people know, stop fucking around. Just like
Yeah.
my people will tell me, like, listen, tomorrow's not always promised. So I mean, not to say I don't have my stupid days, man, I don't have fun, and I don't want y'all to be coming around tiptoeing like that. That would immensely piss me the fuck off. Like, I don't need y'all to do that. I'm a creep. I have my good days. I have my days where I'm passionate. I'm still a content creator. I swear, if y'all start tiptoeing around my house, I was never going to. But
I ain't no way I'm ever going to be able to tiptoe around you. You came at me with vitriol right from the jump, dude, trying to start arguing with me.
But the thing about it is, I'm saying is, like, be about your purpose. Like, what I'm saying, for some of y'all who get that check and y'all are working, take that money and save it, or put it to something that you need, or like I said, like Beryl was saying, she gonna take that money and she gonna take her chance of getting herself out of debt. You know what I'm saying? Other people can flip it around, do something good with it. I mean, turn your life around. Do something. File your taxes properly. If I got to do a show where I sit down with Verbal and she goes over how to properly get your your stuff checked. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have done this show if Trailer and Misunderstood had not pushed me to do this. I would have just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just go chill." Like,
I have a question. Quick, you might be able to answer that if anybody knows. My aunt switched bank accounts and they sent her stimulus check to the first bank account. Now she can't figure out how to get it. Does anybody know if there's a way to do that? Because when I went on the IRS, it said.
I will tell you from personal experience, because the wife did get stimuluses. I did. She pays taxes. I don't. All right. Her last stimulus, because her taxes was in another bank, she got it at the other bank. But now the bank, if her account is actually closed out, as in it doesn't exist, well, then what happened was it went to the bank. The bank said the account was closed. It got sent back to the IRS, and she'll have to file that on her taxes, and she'll get that as a tax.
She doesn't file taxes because she's retired. She's old.
Technically, if you're gonna file taxes, they still say you should file taxes even.
There's a form on the IRS. Go to the IRS website, and there's a form for non-taxpayers.
And just file that for
her? Fill that out. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck the feds, man. They want any more information on me, they're gonna have to get it themselves.
If you want, listen, I will sit down. I gotta grab Misunderstood or somebody who understands, speak that financial babble shit. I will grab them, I'll let them talk, and I'll let y'all ask them the proper questions. Like I said, we're living in a day and age where, again, this is why I don't just do the normal, just straight black male panel.
There's more going on, man.
I would rather do a multicultural panel, because anybody at this day and age, listen,
I agree, Clever.
In this late game of Monopoly, I might not have the answers. It might be Kelly. Kelly might be like, you know what? I actually know the answer to that. What, Kelly, Yeah. I was talking to my friend Paulie at goddamn the chili dog, goddamn thing, and he told me this, and we were like, oh shit, it worked. Or it might be something like Trailer might call his wife and have her come in the background, and she might tell us something more. It might be Brother Speak, or like I said, in this, like we're in the final quarter. Just like goddamn Strange told goddamn Tony, like, listen, at this point, dude, you might want to take any help that you can get, dude, because shit, you never know who you might need at the midnight hour.
The game is changing. I tell my 23-year-old son, the toes you step on today may be the ass you got to kiss tomorrow. And everybody doesn't like to kiss ass, but we all have to do it at some point in life to get to where we want to be.
It will happen. Like I said, and let me address this. I guess somebody was saying that I backtracked from my talking points with me and Prophet of Thought. You know, whatever we talked about, that was between us. But I really do mean what I say. A lot of you motherfuckers on YouTube have mommy issues. I never retracted that statement. I still don't retract my ideology. I don't retract my thoughts. I would ask any of y'all to pit y'all conversations and talking points against mine. And I can promise you, mine's cover an even wider spectrum and diverse group of people than y'all's in majority of these spaces. I can stand on that. I have everything and everybody from every community in my goddamn back pocket. I have the LGBT. I have goddamn the feminism. I have whites. I have Latins. I have women. I have men. I have all the different diversities that literally come through my panel.
You know, the thing is that your energy is so good, BMT, and you know that's the thing. I have an older cousin who she was older. She was going back and forth. I mean, in the hospital for about a year now, and so she passed away about a couple of years ago. Oh no, I'm sorry. She passed away a couple of weeks ago, and we had the Zoom memorial. And what I was thinking is about how many people wanted to speak. You know, there was so many people who kept raising their hand and wanted to give their experience. And it just got me to thinking of what's really important. Because we're all transitioning, okay? We're all transitioning from the moment we're born. We're dying from the moment we're born. And everybody has to make that transition. Some sooner than others, but we're all going to meet that space. And that is the equalizer. That's the equalizer amongst all of us, no matter race, creed, or color. And that's what makes us the same. But what was so, inspiring and profound about it is that you really have to make the time you have right here count in dealing with other people and how you treat other people, because people are going to remember how you touched their life. And it's nothing that they said. Someone has a lot of feedback. Nothing that anyone said had anything to do with how much money she had, what she spent on people, what her profession was. Everything, every single thing that everybody said when they gave their wanted to speak on their experience with my older cousin was that of how she made them feel, of what she brought to them, their lives, and when they left her, how they felt about themselves having been in the presence of her. So I think that we forget that because we forget that our time here is finite. It's not infinite, and it will end. And we take for granted our time, and time is the only thing you can't get back. So you need to make it count, and always attempt to treat people in a decent manner. So I think that you're someone that has had your struggles and you've had your metamorphosis, and you're a human being, and we all make mistakes, but I have really enjoyed your channel, and I'm not trying to make this some kind of eulogy because you ain't going nowhere. So I don't know what the hell you're doing right now because you ain't going nowhere. We're going to continue to rock out. But
he's been getting drunk. That's what he's been doing.
He has. He really has. And I thought it was the Remy, but it's really the cheap stuff, the Crown Royal trailer hood. But
yeah, that alcohol make you reflective, apparently.
We gonna stop being sad because he's right here and everything's fine. And the truth is that tomorrow is not promised to none of us. He's saying what the doctor told him, but listen, tomorrow could be my day, Kelly's day, misunderstood, bro, speak, trailer hood. It could be anybody's day. You know what I mean?
That's
None
a
of us
fact.
know.
And that's all
we're actually all in the same situation as you.
I'm glad you said that because again, like I said, they may have said that about me, but again, doctors don't get the final say. They don't. Again,
no, they don't. They don't. BMT, not at all.
They sure in hell don't.
They don't. I've heard them tell my grandma, "You have breast cancer. You got 2 months to live." 2 months somehow turned out into being 5 years. So she like, and she ran around in the field barefoot, playing with her grandchildren, and lived out the last 3 years, and had a good life. They done told me X, Y, and Z. I done got done pushed out some pretty good years, and I'm having a good time. I'm not skipping a beat. I'm out there active in the community. We done got this shit going, and we're still going strong.
Yeah.
And so nobody, so I understand, and it feels good to know I have some good fighters. I'm still out here drinking and smoking a black and living my,
Maybe we should push that a little bit more too. I keep trying to tell people every time I can, pick one thing. Just pick one thing in your community to help out with. One thing. You have a couple of spare hours.
And you're right about that, Kelly. Just one thing. I think that's the thing. We're trying to do immaculate, crazy things to save the nation. Yeah. And Trailer have talked about this. I'm like, listen, if you have a little thing like, you saw what I showed when I'm doing, like mowing them. We've been grabbing boxes of food that the schools throw out, and we've been giving them out to people's households. That one box of food can fill up a quarter of your pantry, and it's of goods and stuff. So that way people don't have to go hungry, and they don't have to start doing stupid stuff. It's small little things that everybody think like we got to go on a galactic scale or nation or fight some kind of Illuminati, secret lizard people shit.
One little gesture of kindness.
Right. You know what I'm saying? My mom.
I can run across the street and ask the lady on the corner who lives alone in a house, are you okay? Do you need anything? I'm going to the store. I see your son stop by here and there. It's just simple things. There's other stuff I do too, but I'm not going to get into detail now. But I'm just saying, for years, I've put in the community help in different areas. And I just think it's important for people to just, like I said, pick one thing.
The one thing I've noticed, since being on these panels and getting to know all you guys and this great big huge family that you guys have, is that one thing that everybody has in common is, they've all went through some kind of trial of some sort in life. They understand hardship, and with us understanding that, some of these kids out there don't have what we have, right now here, where we can just hop on it at known hours throughout the day and have a community to talk with. You know what I'm saying? So just that random stranger doing that random act of kindness for someone, I mean, you really don't realize how much that might actually help them deep down in their soul and the core of their being and change the way. I mean, you could potentially be saving someone from offing themselves that day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
True.
Where we live, in this city they call it the whole stroll, right? Because there is a lot of prostitution around here. But I do not.
That does not surprise me out of Mo for some reason.
Well, this is the thing. Well, it's the area. It is what it is. And I've always lived in areas like this, and I've never had a problem. But needless to say, whatever these women are going through, I don't judge anybody. If I can help them out with something, I will. I just try to like I said, just come from a genuine place. That's all. We can all sit on this panel and talk about how bad shit is. I'm not going to sit up here and say that my life is wonderful and everything's great and la-di-da. No, I have bills. Everybody's got problems. We probably all experience the same fucked up shit. But I mean,
we do.
Tell
if
about
we talk more, if we actually talk to each other more instead of at each other, then we realize that we're more alike than we're different. That's the real sad part about it. Because people are so invested in keeping us apart, but we're the same.
She said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you remember when the very first time I called you and talked to you on the phone? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I wanted to start hearing people say.
We're all the same and that we're connected.
What you just said, verbal. That's why I decided that when he invited me to come speak on his channel, that's why I accepted the invitation. I spoke to him on the phone first and told him what I wanted to do with being invited, and this is it. Get people to understand that we have so much more in common than what we have different.
You're absolutely correct, and I completely agree. Yes. Right.
Like I said, you guys, I'm not going to break apart from that. Probably going to go sit, drink some more, and sit.
Mm-hmm.
I usually sit in the dark and just sit and drink, but I'm probably going to go back to doing it for right now. Probably until my kids wake up. I really need to start learning how to sleep again. But yeah, but y'all know where to find me. I'll be up. Other than that, like I said, y'all can always email me, get in contact with me. I gotta just finish up with some stuff. I may not do the panel today. I don't know. Shit. I know Trevor don't feel like talking about abortion.
I don't.
Yeah, sorry.
Dude, you've had me in that damn call 2 times in a row, and man, no.
And what you want to do? I'm pro-choice.
Honestly, I'll tell you what. I'll email Miss Verbal and I'll see if she does it, or I will try to find somebody else to do it.
So you already know I'm pro-life.
It's Michelle.
I kind of.
I'm pro-life,
I want
so
to
you
stay
don't
away from that.
Look, if you're going to do the abortion thing, BMT, I'd rather you ask my wife to come on and help you out with something like that, or have her do it.
I really do not like talking about women's stuff. I feel like that's a woman's discussion.
I'm done talking about that shit now. You're right. It is a woman's discussion. It's only my discussion with a woman when it's my wife.
You don't have a womb, so you stay out of it.
Right.
You need to use melatonin.
We
you have a problem
opened up, man.
Melatonin is good. It's a herb, and it really relaxes and lets you sleep. But I sometimes use Unisom also, and it's non-habit forming instead of drinking. If you're having a problem with sleep.
What about Ambien? Don't that work? Ambien?
It's addictive.
Ambien is addictive. Yeah. Unisom is over the
counter. I used to take that shit like every day.
And it's a good sex drug. It's
Yeah, I used to pop that. Wait a minute. I'm doing a sobriety channel. Forget that I said I used to pop that.
Don't tell on yourself.
For us to go, before some of us tell more about ourselves, it'll be good.
All right, baby boy.
Wait, so I want to know who on here has a channel that I can sub to that does content. I am Verbal. You do? You have a show?
I do.
I
need to get more consistent. Maybe if BMT and Trailer Hood would come on over to my channel and let me cuss them out.
I don't get notifications from you, Verbal. I don't know why.
Channel, and I actually put in the comments, and I actually subscribe, and I actually go there to watch your video.
Well, if you subscribe to Trailer Hood Voodoo Ninja, and I get more than just fucking 3 people, myself included, on there, I might actually start doing shit.
Trailer Hood,
I told you I would sub.
I would definitely sub because I would sub the hell out of Trailer. I'm gonna make Trailer Hood cut his hair. All right.
That'll never happen.
Wait, I like his hair.
You know why I grew
Can
my
you put
hair?
your channel back in the chat? Because my phone had cut off and I lost the channel.
Y'all can go ahead and put y'all stuff in the back chat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let them chat with each other.
Hey, hit me up on Messenger.
guys. So
BMT, hit me